Merritt, you have been going over paperwork with your mother and learning all the processes of taking care of a citadel, taking care of the people. Deloran, Artegan, and Garavon were at the blacksmiths. You're on your way back from the blacksmiths.
Okay.
That's where we left off. Gloriosa's scribe, Adina, she comes back into the room while you guys are working together at a table. You're in the little conference room across from Father Ramiel's, where there's just a table and there's stacks of books everywhere and scrolls that are sprawled everywhere. And she walks into the room and she bends down and whispers something to Gloriosa. Quietly. Quiet enough that you can't hear it.
Can I see your face?
You can.
Because I can read lips.
That's great.
Is that your feet?
That's the observant feet. Yeah.
Yep. Listen, read lips.
So, as she bends down, she's trying to be quiet to where you can't hear her. But she says, I've just received a summons. She's whispering. And... not a summons. I've just received a request from someone in Sharanor. They're asking to come here. They would like to be an ambassador to our citadel. And Glory looks up. Merritt, this will be something for you. This will be your first task as the leader of our citadel. An ambassador is on their way here. They've requested to gain an audience. Is this something you'd be willing to take on?
Historically, has there ever been a reason to turn away an ambassador?
It's your decision.
I see no reason to deny that.
We haven't had an ambassador in a long time, not since Lodi. Out of game. Historically, you would know Lodi is an ambassador. And he's been here for a long, long time. Your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But Lodi Greyhand is an ambassador of Barlador.
Oh, yeah, Barlador.
The southern continent, one of the cities there.
I love the Barlador. Sorry.
No matter what I name things, it's just... Thank you for ruining all my naming conventions.
No problem. I can't wait to meet that guy.
Yeah.
When are they supposed to be here, Adina?
Yeah.
Adina, she looks at you as the one to address now. She said that she would be here as soon as we accepted. They would like to use our portal.
Relay the message that we formally accept. And when she's to arrive, we'll meet her in what's-his-name's room, the portal.
So where the teleportation circle is.
Yeah. Who was over there? I can't remember his name.
No.
Isn't there? No, that's the other place with the crazy wizard in there.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. In the transporter room.
That could be today.
Could be now. She's ready.
I'll send word. I'll let you know when she's coming.
Perfect. Thank you.
Adina walks out of the room. You all enter back into the citadel. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go check on Merritt. While he's with his mom pouring over paperwork. And then
I think we're going to be meeting up with Merritt.
my plan is after that to find James and Ced and to beat more training into them.
Okay. And Artegan, I actually remember you specifically said you're going to stay at the blacksmiths.
Yep.
That's where your dad is, and it's been a long time since you've seen him, so your reunion with your dad is going to be helping him with a lot of his work, catching up on things. And if I recall correctly, you had some interaction with him, letting him know what you can do, the magics you can cast, and the adventurer's lifestyle, which he was, in the end, okay with. Not happy about it, but okay with it.
Mhm.
So that's what you're doing. Then it's just Garavon and Deloran. You both walk by Father Ramiel's, and across from his room, the door is open right now, and you see Adina walking out.
Morning, Adina.
She just nods and walks towards the stairs to the second floor. And that's where you see Merritt in the room with his mother, poring over paperwork, poring over scrolls and books. The table is... There's almost no blank space left on this large conference table. Many books and histories, ledgers, accountings. Do you want an accounting of the current standing of the Citadel?
Yep.
Money-wise.
Yeah, we need to know how far in the red we are, etc.
You're not in the red.
Yes.
You're in the black.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We're kings.
The Citadel currently accounts for... Let's roll the extra. The lowest denominator. Currently accounts for 7,200 gold. That's to be used for upkeep of the Citadel, upkeep for followers, people that have pledged their service to the Citadel, making sure everyone has room and board and all the necessities of life. Monthly expenses for everyone's around 100 gold.
How do they get more money?
Donations.
Oh, I just like this. Donations to the faithful? My God, it'll be all over within a year.
Now,
As
to
you're
be
walking
contributing-
in, they're actually going over this ledger in the accounting. Gloriosa looks up.
Gentlemen,
Morning, how's it going?
great. Any of you guys have any experience as bookkeepers?
Oh yeah, tons.
Anybody else?
No, I mean,
I'm not there.
I watched my dad float the expenses for a small family business, but that's about it. Nothing on this scale.
Fair enough. No, I got this.
I was standing behind Garavon. I covertly do one of these.
Fight.
So how are things going?
Looks like they're going well. There's a lot to cover, obviously. Never would have guessed so much goes on behind the scenes, but I suppose that's typical. Life's always more complicated than just wandering around the woods, stomping out bad guys, just making up arbitrary moral rules along the way.
Well, you're in a fine mood this morning, aren't you? Might I suggest something?
Sure.
I think that we could do more to fortify the Citadel. In fact, my suggestion is that we install a keep and start training soldiers right away for a second line of defense in case the city falls.
Well, there's certainly enough people around here that I suppose we could. But Oakdale,
Has a standing garrison, I know.
yeah.
But if the wall is breached here, like it was in Woodhaven, you don't want everyone inside the city to die, and the Citadel could be a second line of defense. If we built the keep well, it could be nigh impregnable, and we could shut it down and withstand a siege. Not to mention it has a teleportation circle people could come and go and resupply with.
Interesting. I hereby officially promote you to investigator of said subject. Figure it out and let me know whether or not it'll work. You're hired.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
You're perfect for this.
I should go talk with Lodi. He'll have more ideas than I do about the actual structure involved.
Fair enough. Yeah. If it seems practical, we'll do what we can.
He's a dwarf. I hear they're frugal. Gross generalization, out of game. And so maybe he can help me cut down the costs too slightly. I'll go speak with him at once. I leave.
Before you leave, Glory does speak up. She says, if this is something that you're really looking into, you would need to speak with the bishop. You'd be building out into the city.
Or if there are some nearby buildings we can buy and annex and make them part of the wall.
We own a few of these buildings. If you have your OneNote, I know, Brian, you forgot yours. There is a city map.
Sweet.
So, in Oakdale, there are the Citadel building. It's the largest. And then you own 4 other buildings nearby.
Okay.
And when I say you, I mean Merritt owns 4 other buildings nearby.
Yeah.
And you're all part of Merritt's company now. Unless he promotes you to official investigator of said projects.
That whole out. Like, okay.
You have more responsibility, no more pay.
I know. I was like, what?
Go out and gain those donations.
Oh, that's not me.
Of course it is.
No,
You're a
Cooper
very
will
charismatic fellow.
He'll flat out deny that. He'll be like, no. You can only get donations if you believe in that the god is what he says he is.
You can't even pretend?
I have doubts. No, I can't pretend. That would be horrible. No, I will not pretend. My God. Man.
See, you're doing it already.
You're not there.
If the end goal is just, I'm surprised that you are not willing to get there by suspect means.
You know, I know I've done some screwed up things in the past. I get that. And I know that usually my speech is all about how the ends justify the means. However, I don't need to do it. You could do it. Even you could do it.
No.
The two of you clearly believe that Palor's grace shines upon the world and that his hand of goodliness and favor will come down and save the deserving, whatever the fuck that means. So you guys go and proselytize the masses, and I'll build a wall. Okay?
I'm not sure what he just said, Merritt.
You could ask him to repeat.
Did you repeat that?
Fuck no, I won't do it. How's that?
Glory breaks the awkward silence. There is an ambassador coming later today. Merits to meet with them. It might be best to have everyone with you.
Yeah, just name us your personal honor guard.
You're my dude.
Something that sounds official like that.
Yeah, well, I'll come up with titles, I suppose. We've lost Matt. At Honor Guard, Ermagerd.
Alex gets me every time. Ermagerd.
Yeah, so I'm imagining within a couple hours we'll figure something out when they're arriving. Someone from Sharonor.
I don't even know where Sharonor is or what it is.
It's southwest. Bay southwest. Kind of
Past
the other side of the
Riverstorm.
continent. Past Riverstorm, sure.
About twice the distance to Riverstorm from here. Also run by elves.
Is this place on rails? It's out of game. Is this the city that we're in now?
This city, Oakdale?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You are a theocracy here.
Sure. So it is run by the churches.
By the churches.
Which church has the most power?
None of them have the most power, and the way they rule by law is they rule by the councils. International laws.
Oh, okay. So that's what someone says to Deloran, and he immediately disbelieves them because someone always has the most power. But whatever.
So, I'll give you a breakdown of the rules while you're here.
Good
This will
idea.
probably start coming up.
So we know when we break them.
This is pretty much all the lands of Lothroom are ruled by these 13. You don't have to write them down because I have them in OneNote for you. When you get your phone back. We are all born free and equal. I won't go into the details of each one. That's just I'll give you the headers.
Sure.
Don't discriminate. You have the right to life. There is no slavery. There is no torture. That one pertains to you, Del.
I was like, meh.
You have your rights no matter where you go. Everyone is equal before the law. your rights are protected by the law. You have the right to trials. You have the right to privacy. You have the right to your freedom of expression. The world is a fair and free world, and no one can take away your God-given rights.
Wow.
Those are the laws that rule the lands, for the most part. And that's the Council of 13's laws. That's where all the kingdoms and cities and lands came together. These are the rules they installed.
Where did you mark that in OneNote?
It's actually under the city of Oakdale that you can scroll down.
Oh,
and look
okay.
at.
Okay.
Just keep scrolling down.
Okay.
And it expounds upon each law
Oh, there it is.
further. So that's how the cities run. That's how the kingdoms are run.
Okay. Nice, dude.
But back to game. Adina walks back in while you guys are talking. And she walks into the room. She wears simple scribe's robes. She always has her hair tied back, and it's shoulder length, a little longer. The ambassador, Merritt, will be here tonight at about 8.
Perfect. Thank you.
She requested that you would meet her there.
Of course. We'll be happy to meet her. Did you happen to get her name?
Yes, I do have her name.
So we can be prepared.
Amiradel or Laden?
Amiradel Reladin.
I don't know much about her.
I would assume she's Elven.
She is.
Well, that's good anyways.
Why?
Because if she wasn't elfin, it would be complicated and have to deal with strange, I don't know, political stuff on her end. As long as she's elven, she at least has the ear of the people of the city, probably.
You used your tankard like a megaphone, but it was the opposite of a megaphone.
Sorry, like a mini phone.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that usually ambassadors come with all kinds of political stuff going on behind the scenes on their end. And if, we don't know if she's in favor or out of favor with the current power structure, like, we don't know if people wish her to be successful and sent her here, or if this was some kind of punishment for some other failure she had. But the closer she remains in alignment with the powers that be over there, the better our voice to them is. So, glad she's elven.
Whenever you move your microphone up to your button,
To my button.
probably project a little better.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. All right.
If you're interested in the paperwork as well, you're welcome to sit with us, Gloriosa says.
I mean, you might want a second to go over it. I'm not a genius by any stretch of the imagination, but I might be competent.
I imagine that, yes, you are indeed competent. I mean, I don't mind taking the brunt of this, however, if you have other things that you need to handle today.
I mean, you can't be everywhere at once, so it's good of you to have other people that can look in on these things if you're called elsewhere.
Mhm.
My plan was to beat James and said slightly senseless before the sun comes down, but it won't take me very long. I can go and beat it into them really quickly and give them some drills to master while I'm gone, and then come back and look over your shoulder.
Sure. Do they have rooms already, James and Cedric?
There's a room they're using.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're the leader of the Citadel. There are about 5 empty rooms that are unoccupied right now. It's not a huge Citadel, but it is large.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, let's see, you have your main worship chamber, which is really big. Actually, the hall is probably the biggest part of the Citadel. The Healer's Hall is what they call it now, but it hasn't always been that. It used to just be the Hall of Worship. You have Father Ramiel's room and that main hallway leading there. You have the entry chamber, which is a pretty large entry chamber where you would receive guests, receive people before they go into the hall.
Mm-hmm.
The room across from Father Ramiel's, and then you have the second floor of the temple, which pretty sure I told you the temple was 2 levels. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say it's 2 levels,
Yeah.
regardless. And there are 10 rooms total upstairs. Most of the scribes for Gloriosa share a room. You have your own room. Lodi and his daughter have a room. Then 2 more rooms are actually occupied right now.
Okay.
So I guess you have 4 empty rooms, if I did the math right.
Yeah. Close enough. We can work out those details later. All right. As long as they have a spot, that's the best I can do for the moment. You guys can obviously help yourselves to rooms as well. We just need to leave one for Miss Rilladin.
I don't mind doubling up.
Adina corrects you.
Rilladin.
I don't mind doubling up the save room. If we can take one of the larger rooms, we can 4-bunk in it or 3-bunk. If necessary, you probably now have your own rooms. I know you have your own rooms. You have your own rooms.
I still have the one with my posters on the wall.
I mean, the head of a keep should have his own room. Maybe is there a room adjacent to yours that we could be in case there's trouble and you need to summon us?
Where were the rooms again?
There's a room adjacent to
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah. Take the one on the northern wing.
We'll just move into that one. That'll make things easy.
Fair enough. All right. Well, our productivity has taken a nosedive since you guys showed up, so I imagine you should actually go figure out what your brother's up to.
I'll be back.
All right. I'll let you know when we get to a point where I can understand enough to know what to delegate.
Sounds fair.
Garavon, what were you doing?
I'm staying in the room.
Just chilling with Merritt and Gloriosa?
Yeah.
You were gonna go train with your
James
brother.
and Cedric, yeah. Until they're so tired that, like, I feel okay leaving them to train together. I assume at that point they'll slack off.
So unless you have anything specifically you want to talk about with them,
Yeah, I do. I want to talk to Cedric a little bit.
okay, then we do that first.
Okay.
While you're training or afterwards?
Just,
Wow.
I wanted to do something after Deloran left the room.
Okay. Let's start with Garavon.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't make that clear. I wanted to make sure he was gone.
So Gloriosa turns back towards the ledger
We
that
start
they're
working.
going over.
I assume they both left.
Merritt, Gloriosa, if I could just have maybe a minute of your time.
Sure.
Oh, so I know you're busy, but I was thinking maybe I could go to the Temple of the Three Furies. Maybe Artegan and I could do that while you guys are so busy here.
I accept responsibility for this temple. I am not a king or your master. I appreciate you treating us still as a group, though I know that you waited until after Deloran left, but you don't need my permission to do things that you want to do.
Okay. Sounds good. And I march out and I'm gonna go look for Artegan.
Which stayed at the blacksmith,
Yep.
so that's where you would find him. Deloran.
Okay. So, while I'm roughing them up generally and making them work extra hard to the point where they feel like they're going to die.
They've been very vocal about not wanting to do drills, not wanting to practice again in the same day for the third time.
I tell them that, like, conflict doesn't have a schedule, and sometimes you'll have to fight hard and long, and it's better to be ready for it because you've conditioned your body in a way that will allow you to survive encounters like that. So I have no mercy on them.
Is this while you're roughing them up, you're talking to them?
Yeah, because if you talk while you're engaging in hard exercise, it improves your cardiovascular fitness. So.
You knock Cedric on his ass.
Sweet, I'll help him up.
When you do, are you trained in insight?
I am.
So you don't have to roll then. You see that he gets really angry when you're helping him up. He shows it on his face. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this?
Because I care about you, and because conflict will eventually come here, and if I don't help you be ready for the conflict that arrives, wherever you are, then when you die, it will be on my conscience. That's why.
He kind of throws your hand off as you're helping him up.
I push him down again. Poof.
Roll in athletics.
All right. 18 plus...
You easily push him
I'm like,
down. And he hits the ground again. You can see that he scuffs up his hands.
At least on your phone.
Nice.
Okay.
He...
This time I don't help him up. I'm like, fine. If you don't want my help, learn to do it on your own.
You already said that you didn't want me in the war.
I don't want you in the war, but what I want doesn't happen most of the time.
Why would you want to get me out and then want to train me? I don't understand.
You weren't ready, and you would have died fairly easily. You will end up in the conflict. I have no doubt it will consume most of the continent at some point if we can't put a stop to it. So, you should be ready.
I'm going to go back to Meadowbrook. Find Mom and Dad.
You can leave tomorrow.
I don't need your permission, Deloran.
Is he still on the ground?
Yeah.
Good. I put my boot in his chest.
Roll your athletics. Actually, roll to attack, I guess.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he tries to put the shield in the way, but he has no training.
I kick the shield out of the way first, and then I put my boot in his chest.
You push him back down to the ground?
I do.
So he flattens out on his back.
Like I
He
said,
kind of yells out.
This is not a game. This is life and death. If you want to get there alive, then you need to be ready. Do you want to be a help to anybody or only a hindrance? I'm intentionally goading him.
Yeah, you can tell he's shut down.
Good. Then I kick the shield again and I get up and I throw my sword in the dirt. And I have only my shield and I'm like, now, try and harm me. You're angry. Take it out on me. I have no weapon. I am not capable of fighting back. Or are you too weak? I'll let him get up.
He gets up and he brushes the dirt off. You can see his hand's a little scuffed up. He brushes his hand off on his shirt. A little blood smears there.
James, do you want to join in?
He shakes his head no.
So you're a coward. Good then. You'll be a suitable person to accompany my brother.
Cedric walks off.
All right. I'll follow him and I grab him and spin him around. We're going to have a physical confrontation.
It's like, let go of me as you
Make
grab
me.
him.
I tell him, make me.
I don't want to. He looks really mad.
Good. Life is not about the things you want said. It's about the things that you must do. And I pray that you see
You don't
no
pray,
fight.
Deloran.
Sometimes I do. Not very often. You're right. I have no faith in Palor or the gods. I have seen too many good people die under their care, praying and begging for mercy. I can't believe in a thing that won't help those that need it most. I know that you hate me right now, but I am trying to help you the only way I know how. This is the only thing I have to give.
You're not my father.
I'm not your father, I'm your brother, and I love you with all of my heart that is capable of it. I wish good things for you, said, and if I could, I would make them true. I would bring you the life that I think you deserve, but I'm afraid that is outside my ability to give. I'm glad that you're going to look for mother and father. I pray that you meet no one on the road. But if you do, please don't forget the things that I'm trying to show you.
He just turns back around.
I'm not letting go of him yet.
He tries to let go.
Tries to.
Athletics?
15?
He wins.
Okay.
Amazingly, he rips his hand out from your grip. I'm going inside.
All right.
James has already walked in at this point. He is no longer present.
Yeah. Well, I get one more chance to see you before you leave.
As he's walking away, he's like, fine.
When do you plan to go?
He doesn't say anything else.
Okay. I'll go and pick up my sword. I stand there alone for a little while.
His shield's still on the ground, too.
I pick it up.
All right. Garavon, you're headed out to Artegan at the blacksmith's.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. Hasn't been that long, probably like an hour total.
Sure.
He is still helping his father. He's actually working a piece of metal right now in the furnace, and then he's hammering it.
Hey, Art.
Hey,
It's looking pretty good.
thank you.
Having fun with your dad?
Yeah.
Say, I was doing a bit of thinking, and since Merritt's so busy at the Citadel and Deloran's busy with his brother, I was thinking about taking on the Three Furies, the Temple of the Three Furies. I was hoping maybe you would come along.
Well, I gotta sleep first, so I think
Alright.
we can talk to everyone in the morning, see what they're up to.
Sure, but I think we can do this quicker just as a small group. So it'd be you, me, and we bring Lodi.
Maybe. We'll see if they're busy in the morning. There's no reason not to bring them with if they're not busy.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow morning then.
Okay.
Artegan goes back to hammering his piece.
I guess I just just Garavon's kicking rocks back to the Citadel.
We're going to pass some time. I think everyone's done everything they want to do, correct?
Yeah. And I'm just going to go back and stand over Merritt's shoulder and try to also learn what he's learning at some point.
Cool. Logistics.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting.
Right.
We'll pass time until the night. Artegan, you eventually finish up with your father. He has a little small place nearby that he's staying at. Pays a small amount for it. He's never been poor. He's not been well off, but he has enough to afford a comfortable lifestyle. But do you go back to the Citadel tonight or no?
I'll go back to the Citadel unless he suggests I spend the night.
No. He goes back to his house.
Okay. I'll go back to the Citadel.
Before you leave, he takes you by the arm. Artegan, I'm really happy to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Come back and visit me.
Oh yeah. Seems like this is generally our kind of hometown that we've been going back to consistently. Merritt's involved with the Citadel here, so
Let me know if you're going to be taking a trip back to Ryland.
Okay.
Back to our home. I'd like to go with you.
Okay.
He leaves for his house and you leave for the citadel. And you all meet back up before the ambassador will show up.
I've been super quiet all afternoon while we sit and do the bookkeeping.
Did you go back to the same room?
Yep.
Garavon?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hey, y'all meet up. Yeah, split
Yay.
two.
did it.
Thanks, guys.
We
Just a
did
little
it.
bit of a split the party.
That's not bad. Oh.
Gloriosa has left at this point. She told you that she can go over some more stuff with you after you visit the temple.
Yeah, we'll have a little bit of time to get all this straight. We don't need to get it all this afternoon.
Yeah, as we're walking out, the one thing I will say, I'll be rubbing my head and I'll be like, I never knew that numbers could make a man's head hurt worse than a cudgel.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tiny church, and the bookkeeping, the donations coming in, the services going out, the supply lines back and forth. Whew.
Yeah,
There's a lot to this.
I'm glad no one cursed me with anything like this.
How's your investigation coming into the keep?
Right, about that. I plan to get to it after the ambassador visits.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. Well, she should be coming pretty soon. We'd probably make our way over there.
We have to wait to eat at the kitchen and then we'll meet her there.
Mm-hmm. Is Adina around?
She's with Gloriosa.
Okay.
She still scribes for her. You have no scribe at the moment. You'd have to appoint one.
Oh, you need to scribe.
My handwriting's impeccable. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. But you run the citadel. Like, people, you need someone to write for you. That's the thing. A personal assistant. Someone to be your personal do-boy.
Cedric and James were both personal do-boys down in
They were.
Woodhaven. I wonder if either of them would be interested.
Cedric is leaving.
Where's he going?
Home to look for our parents.
Ah. The adventurer's blood runs deep through all of you, huh?
He's not like me.
There are worse things.
So, to the kitchen then for a quick bite and then on to the ambassador. I just walk away.
You know he's older than me, right?
Most people are older than you, Merritt.
He'll be fine. Or at least as fine as any of the rest of us.
I will pray for him.
It's a good place for that.
If he's not fine. I will have words to say to Paylor.
Fair enough. Here's hoping he can hear you. And all the others up there that may be interfering the other way.
Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should just kill the evil gods and be done with it.
See, that's not a plan so much as a wish list.
The Tome of Ascension could be useful for all sorts of things. I mean, I'm obviously not the one to use it, but someone could if we find it. Don't tell me this hasn't occurred to you.
I have been made aware of the fact that this tome exists and the problems that come with its existence.
I mean, think about it. If it's a limited use item, the best way to keep Magnus from getting it would be to use it. Again, I'm not the one, and I'm pretty sure Garavon's not either. But if it
You are
comes
there,
down to it,
Garavon.
Wait, who said I wanted to use it?
Well, I'm glad that we're of the same opinion then.
Just because I thought I was a god for a little bit doesn't mean I want that lifestyle now. Maybe I do.
I don't even look over there. I'm just like, whatever.
Speaking of which, I'm going to be leaving for the temple tomorrow morning.
Well, before we leave, we should probably make some provisions. The
I
citadel.
think we can. You should stay here.
Pardon me?
I think you should stay here.
Why?
Well, because I think you should help Merritt.
Who said Merritt's staying here?
Well, you guys are busy. We got the Council of 13 coming in a few days.
Which we could be back for easily with Hart's help.
Sure, but I think if Artegan and I went with Lodi, that'd be enough. We can get in and out real easy.
No offense, Artegan. But I think if the two of you go with Lodi, Lodi will die.
Why would you think that?
Well, there have been encounters in the past, most notably and recently the Storm Giant, where the four of us were almost not enough. We couldn't stop the assault on Woodhaven. If you guys get in over your head, I mean, Lodi might pay the price, and I don't think that's a thing we should play around with lightly.
Right, well, maybe we could do this differently than we do with the Storm Giants. Or in the Shadowfell when we jump into a horde of zombies. Or maybe there's different ways of doing things.
Right. There are many different ways of doing things. You're not wrong. Maybe I should stay here. I'll leave it to the group. I walk away from the group. I go to the kitchen by myself.
I'm already standing in the kitchen.
Oh, are you really?
Yep.
Well,
You
then I
already
leave.
left?
And then I walk
I
out.
assumed we were already there. To be
Okay,
honest.
so you're
Oh.
in the kitchen then.
So
You're all
then
just walking.
If we're
there,
having this
talking.
talk in the kitchen, I just walk away. I'll just...
Deloran does the Deloran thing and he leaves.
Yeah, I'm upset by what's going on, but I don't know a way to talk about it well, so I just walk out. I'm just like, fuck.
So he leaves you three there alone.
I will leave it to the group to decide whether or not I accompany you.
What is your actual goal in leaving him behind?
I just think we can get it in and out quieter. I don't think we necessarily have to get in altercations with this.
And so the goal would be to just scout?
At first, and see if we can do this quietly without anybody knowing we were there.
By do this quietly.
Grab the tome, bring it back to Oakdale.
And if you're looking to avoid conflict, I see the wisdom in it. But if anything goes wrong, chances are he'll never let you live it down.
That's fine. That's why I think Artegan should be there. And we can just...
He does make it so you can get out easily enough. Deloran feels like a great deal of responsibility. He doesn't like things out of his control. And so if he doesn't have a chance to protect someone when things go awry, it makes him upset.
Well, I'm not Cedric.
That's correct. Garavon.
That's right. So, it's just I feel we can approach this a bit differently from our previous encounters. Deloran does Deloran things, and he's great at doing Deloran things. He's done a lot of great things. But I feel with everything going on here and everything going out there, it might be just wise to approach things differently now.
it seems like you're still asking my permission, which I want to trying not to get involved with that. But as your friend, if you come up with, like, sit down with Artegan, with any of us, get the help you need, come up with a plan, and if it looks solid, I'll give my blessing for whatever that's worth.
Well, I just want maybe everybody on board with it.
That's what I mean. I'll argue in your favor if you come up with a sound plan.
All right. Well, Art, would you want to go and talk to Lodi?
I'm planning on doing everything in the morning.
Oh, that's fine. But
So,
maybe I'll go talk to Lodi then
okay.
and see if this is even an option.
Sure. Good plan.
I made a plan.
You did it.
That's your first.
Garavon.
And I will be going to bed. Which room am I going to?
The one adjacent to his.
The one by the door.
Mirrored adjacent room.
You go to your bed.
Okay.
You know where it's at.
Yep.
I think you guys slept there last night, probably. Garavon, you're gonna go find Lodi.
Yeah.
He is most likely in his room. So you hear the loud footsteps of a burly dwarf. And eventually he comes to the door and opens it. You can tell that he is freshened up. He's got his hair combed, his beard braided.
He's got a hot date.
It's like, Garavon, is it time for the ambassador already?
Oh, no, this is about something a little different.
Oh, what's going on?
Do you have time right now? It looks like you're going to go out and about.
Come in.
All right.
Have you met my daughter? He turns around and there's a little drow girl in the room, about 6 years old. Very small. She has a charcoal face and silver hair. She looks up and smiles at you. She's playing with something on the ground.
No, I haven't. Cute daughter.
Andromeda, come here.
Oh.
She gets up and kind of hugs her dad's leg. Adopted daughter.
Oh, Andromeda. Oh, you're Merritt's friend.
He waves. Hi.
Merritt's told me a lot about you.
She smiles and kind of hides behind her dad. Come in.
So, Lodi, I was...
You want any tea? You want anything to drink?
No, thank you. I'd rather just get right down to what I came here for.
Sure. You don't want to sit?
Sure, I'll sit. I'll take a seat somewhere.
All right. He sits on the couch. There's a chair.
So, I guess my goal is try to get some information about the Temple of the Three Furies.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, I want to know if it be possible to get in and out without any kind of altercation. Could we do it stealthily?
I guess we don't really know what we're getting into. I've never been there. I only know what we've read in books.
Right. Because my idea is just to take a small group, not all of us, for this.
All of us and...
Well, I guess instead of Merritt, Deloran, Artegan, myself, and you, we just let Artegan and Deloran do their things here.
Aren't you guys a group?
We sure are. But,
Don't you work better together?
Well, but sometimes, to be efficient about things, we can attack different problems different ways. just because we're going somewhere doesn't mean we're not part of the same group.
Well, that's true. I believe that. Don't you have strengths that they don't have, and they have strengths that you don't have?
Absolutely.
They make up for the weaknesses of each other.
Right.
But if they're not there, what if you need their strengths? We don't know what we're getting ourselves into. Then they won't be there.
Sure.
They can't just stop by. When we go, it's possible it could be a one-way trip if we're not careful.
Right. And maybe that's why I kind of just want a small group to go, because I believe we can get it in and out.
But we need Artegan.
Yeah, absolutely. Artegan, myself.
And
And
what
you.
are you bringing to the table? What skills will you be using to help us?
I can be very sneaky.
Okay. And
I can be quiet.
that's the same thing.
Well, we can get in.
He smiles.
That's the same thing.
You can be sneaky.
We don't need.
I've
to
heard
get
you're
in.
very experienced at tracking.
Absolutely.
Do you know what we're looking for?
The Tome of Ascension.
And we don't know where it's at. The tunnels are a vast and complex network. We could be there for a long time.
Exactly why we need to go tomorrow.
I thought that was the plan.
Sure. And have Merit meet with the Council of 13 that's coming in a few days. If we go into these caves and we're gone for a while.
What about what Merritt can do? Probably should have him with us as well.
You really think we can't just get through this ourselves?
I told you I'm not sure. But once we go, we're there. If I could take Glory, if she was still as strong as she used to be, I would. I understand what you want, but if you really don't know what you're getting into, then how do you know what you need?
We could always leave and come back.
You could do that. Possibly. Have there been times where you couldn't leave somewhere even though you thought you could?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I just think it'd be wise to bring all the resources we can. If we didn't need everyone, then they could go back. Are you sure you don't want any tea?
Nah, I'm good.
I have to get ready for the ambassador. Is there anything else you needed, Garavon?
No, I'm good. I'm going to turn in for the night.
You're not going to meet with her?
Who?
The ambassador. Have you been paying attention?
Yeah, I paid attention. I don't think I'm probably going to be meeting with her. I'm no good in that scenario anyway.
Or you're not part of the group?
I guess I might be there.
You should be there.
All right. Well, let's see you soon then. I'll just take off and I'll go to the room that we're bunking in.
Alright, that's where Artegan's at.
And I'm just gonna lay down, and I'm probably gonna pass out, go to sleep.
Okay. Artegan, did you already go to bed?
I think so.
Might just be you.
No, I'm waiting by the door for them to show up.
Okay.
Like, I figured that we were supposed to do this thing, so that's where I'm at.
Merit, the time is approaching. Did you have anything you wanted to do before then?
Yes, I would like to track down Adina for something.
All right.
Wherever she is.
She would probably be in her room since Glory turned in.
Okay.
You know they'll most likely be meeting you right before the ambassador gets there. But you still got like an hour.
Okay. Perfect. I'll go find...
Who is it?
It's Merritt.
1 second. You hear her behind the door for a little bit. You have a 20 perception? She's getting dressed. You can just tell.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes to the door and she's been straightening her clothes down. Give me an insight.
18.
Wow.
18. Straight, huh? You don't have any modifiers? Nice.
Straight 18.
She's slightly awkward to just be talking to you. And she slightly blushes when she looks at you.
I was...
Master Merritt?
Please, can you do me one favor? Just call me Merritt, please. No, that master thing, that's weird.
But you're going to be taking over. That's proper. I'll do whatever you wish, Merritt.
Okay. Thank you. We can work on it. So earlier, you very kindly corrected my pronunciation of Miss Rilauden's name. Do you speak Elven?
I don't speak Elven.
Do you know anyone who does here?
There's no one here that can speak Elven.
Damn it.
That's cool.
If only I had some companion that could speak this language. Didn't friggin' go to bed already.
Yep, not me.
Well, that's okay.
Are you trying to impress her?
Well, I was hoping to extend a formal greeting in her language, but I...
Sure, we could find something in the books.
Oh, yeah. Do you think something like Light's Blessing or a more standard welcome? Think we could translate that in the time?
Yeah, I think we have enough time.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt your...
I was just getting ready to go meet with her as well.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're coming. I just would like to not look quite so foolish when she arrives.
She stands there a little awkwardly and quiet.
We wait. It's like,
right as you're
Cool
about
beats.
to say something, she's about to say something. You stop. She stops.
do you have those books? Is that something you have?
I'm sure I can find something for you. I don't have
Great.
them here.
Oh, of course. No, I wasn't asking to come in your room. No. So how about you get ready, I'll get ready, and then we can meet up later.
I'll find you in 30 minutes. Are you going to be in your room?
Yes, most likely. Probably yes. Definitely yes. All right, thanks.
She
Click, clap,
smiles
click,
and
clap, click, clap,
turns
click, clap.
around. You see her hair is one of the only times you see her hair not pinned up.
Mhm.
And you go to your room?
Yep.
Where Artegan is and Garavon. Garavon just started laying down.
Those guys are in the Merritt adjacent room. They're not in his room.
That's right. You have your own room.
Yep.
Well,
Mhm.
you don't need to go in their room. So you go to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do before?
I'm gonna put on my formal vestments and whatnot. Sure, I'm not all haggard. Probably shave.
Yeah. Somewhat cleaned up last night. You definitely don't need to shave. 15.
Well,
Nice
that's what I
try.
mean. I probably got like
So
weird
if I
things
shaved
here.
me like, done.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
yeah. Wherever they just here and just here.
Nice.
Cool. She'll bring back a formal greeting. We won't have to go through it.
Okay.
And okay, it looks correct.
And Tia, I'm hoping you'll join me, being visible, whatnot. You're one of us too.
If that's what you want, your familiar says. Yeah. She turns visible on your shoulder.
You look as lovely as ever.
That's where she's made her spot for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Along with you, unless you tell her otherwise. Did you want to wake up Artegan and Garavon, who have not turned up when it's getting close to that time?
I was going to assume that they were coming, so I'm just going to go pound on the door.
All right. You're pounding on the door.
Do. I'll get up.
It's Merritt.
Hey, good thing you got all dressed up and fancy. Come on, what are you doing?
What are we? Oh, yeah, the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Come on.
sure. Yeah, okay.
Put some pants on. Go back inside, put some pants on.
Should I wake up Art?
What are you guys doing?
Turned his head over. He's looking at you with one eye open.
We have a visitor coming from across the continent.
I've been in the teleporter for the last half hour waiting.
Art again?
I'm trying to think. Did I actually hear about that? Because I think I was at the blacksmith.
You already know the notes going on.
Unless anyone told you.
Hey, you feeling refreshed, buddy? Time to get up. We got stuff to do.
For what? I can't teleport yet. We're going to the Temple of...
Nope. We're going upstairs to the transporter room 1, and we're going to have a visitor from Sharanor, new ambassador.
Oh.
I haven't seen you much today, so I don't know if I told you that, but I would appreciate your presence.
Oh, sure.
So you also put some pants on and come on up. It'll be any minute now.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So, but then after I wake them up, I
by yourself.
go back into my room and I just sit and wait on my bed.
Okay. Cool. So, the rest of the time will pass until everyone starts meeting up. You'll all be in the room where the teleportation circle is. It is a simple room. There's a desk that has been empty for a long time. You haven't had anyone that actually sits here and takes names of guests or people that are coming and going. There is no scribe assigned to this task.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 30 by 30 small room, and the circle on the ground is almost smack dab in the middle. But one of the things that's in here is a lot of nice looking tapestries and paintings on the wall, mostly themed towards Palor and Palor's light and landscape settings. It's just a very pleasant room for people that are coming. Very inviting.
Okay.
You all walk in, looking your best. You're looking dapper. Deloran's not.
I look the way I always look. I probably cleaned my armor while I was waiting.
Did you?
Yeah. I usually maintain my armor in my arms. So.
Okay. You're looking shiny.
Yeah.
Not dapper.
No. Dapper's not a thing I do.
Garavon looks like he's just waking up.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a little tuft of hair now. Like
It's a weird little colic hair.
yeah.
Your hair has started to grow in.
It's growing back.
Finally.
Yeah.
You never really did anything with it though, but by the horns, there's little tufts of hair that have sprouted up that are longer than the rest of the hair.
Yeah, it still looked a little bit sloppy, but
Yeah.
it's better than what it was.
And Artegan always looks dapper.
Mm-hmm.
All the women
He's got
like
movie
Artegan.
star wake up face.
Yeah.
Where he like wakes up with combed hair and makeup on already.
Or it's the kind of ruffled that like looks cute. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're all there. Gloriosa shows up. She's dressed in her fine clothes. She's usually dressed in very simple robes and trousers, but she actually has her decorative robes on. Lodi is there. Again, he's combed his hair, he's braided his beard, he's looking his finest. Adina's there. Let's see.
I'm looking my finest.
Danella. Idris. Lodi's daughter is there, Andromeda. Couple guards that have signed on.
Red shirts.
Yep.
I won't give you everyone's name, but it's a pretty full room,
Soldier, what's your name?
That's right.
and it's just quiet before they come in. You guys can talk. You still have a little bit of time, or you can wait the rest of the time in silence.
So did you guys decide if I was coming with you?
After talking to Lodi, I don't know. He says it's going to be... might take all of us to do it, which my intention wasn't to not include you, Deloran, but I just...
Of course.
Deloran, my intention wasn't to exclude you. I just feel like, you know, we can approach this a different way than we usually do.
We can.
We might want to talk about it a little bit more because Lodi informed me that it could take a lot longer than we initially thought.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come up with ideas. I'm not the best one at making plans.
Well, neither am I. So maybe we should leave it to the people that are better at it.
I suppose so. 500 gold that this person coming through the portal wants us to do something for them.
Us, like the four of us, or us, like the Citadel?
Well, the four of us probably. It's just all these things are stacking up.
I think soon we'll probably have to pick a direction to stick to, because things are going to start to spiral outside of our control.
Well, that's why I wanted to split up.
If we split up, who's going to give you shit? Art won't do it.
Kidding me? That guy's the master of insults.
You're kidding, right? That was a joke? I think you're funny.
Smiles around the room. Lodi has his hands behind his back. People are lining up formally, waiting, and time will pass. You see the circle on the ground, all the runes that are written down. Well, they're not even written in, they're engraved into the stone. All light up a light blue, and almost immediately afterwards, not one person, but 7 appear through this portal. The portal is kind of like what you would see in a Stargate kind of portal. So it's upright, it's more oval, it's not completely round, and people walk through it. And they all walk out, one after the other. The woman, the only woman that walks through, is a dark brown skinned elf. She has short black and curly hair that has been pinned upward in a fancy braid. She has some markings down her face. It looks like a light brown tattoo that goes all the way down past her eye and then up her cheek and towards her ear. And she smiles as she enters and sees everyone standing there waiting for her. And behind her you see 2 robed figures. Give me insight.
Everyone?
Yeah, I'll say insight.
11. It's wisdom.
25.
15.
15, natural 20, you succeed as a group. It actually looks like they're not casters or anything, they're probably scribes.
That's good.
And she's also there with those 4 guards that are all dressed in yellow and black armors. 2 of them are wearing plate mail and they have their swords at their sides. And 2 of them are wearing lighter armors. They also have swords and daggers and bows. They're armed to the hilt. And she walks forward alone, looks around the room, takes in everyone that's there. And she looks at Glory. Gloriosa, I assume. Glory reaches out and greets her. She looks over at you.
I step forward and I bow and give the symbol, and in Elven say, "Light's blessing, Ambassador." And I introduce myself.
Give
Merit
me
Everlight.
an
At your service.
intelligence.
Straight intelligence. 15.
She smiles as you say a greeting in her own language.
Nailed it.
You are the one I've heard so much about? The sun?
Most likely.
How should I address you? I've heard that there will be a changing of leadership. She looks around the room.
Neat. For formal occasions, Father Merit will work fine. When it's just us, I hope that we can become friends, and Merit will suffice.
These are your friends. She actually specifically motions towards you 3.
I'll bow.
And I'll
Formally bow?
make the
I will.
Can you?
I mean,
Do you know proper etiquette?
I probably bow like a soldier,
Okay.
right?
I salute.
No, I'm sure there's some kind of bow that we're taught.
Sure.
I'm sure there's enough etiquette to get by. If you're an officer, you have to mingle.
I'll do an elven greeting of some sort. There's one of those.
There is, you heard his, which was Light's blessing,
Dang.
but there's many
Well,
different elven
son of
greetings.
a...
I was thinking more like, so the reason I had known Elven in my backstory was because my father had done a lot of trading, blacksmithing for Elven. And so we kind of knew the lingo and I kind of picked it up from him. So whatever.
You could do a formal greeting, not even a standard merchant's greeting, but a formal elven's
Fresh
greeting.
fish.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you greet her.
Like a kind of nice to meet you kind of thing.
She'll walk over to each of you. You bow. She holds out her hand.
I'll take her hand, and I'm going to speak in Celestial because it's probably the most beautiful language that Cooper knows. And what will I say? I consider myself blessed to be in the presence of someone so beautiful and so wise that they would be named an ambassador for their people. Thank you for causing your glory to shine upon us this day.
She just smiles at
Yep,
you.
and out of my head.
She goes up to greet Garavon. She holds out her hand.
I shake it.
I'm going to not shake it. You got to take it and do the kiss, man.
And then I say in Elven,
Yeah, no.
suck up.
You have Elven too?
He knows Elven, yeah.
Of course I know Elven. Garavon.
Yeah.
She
Have an
smiles.
inspiration, Matt.
She greets Artegan. You greet her. Is there anything in specific you say?
Probably just is a pleasure kind of thing.
You speak our language very well.
Thank you.
I say in Elven, what about me?
I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, I do this.
Yeah, I know that face.
I'm like,
So I introduce people as you're Deloran Cooper, the ambassador from Meadowbrook, Artegan Hustian, the ambassador from Rylden, Garavon Aether, Lodi Greyhand, ambassador from Valador. Yeah, because I don't know where he's from. He's from the woods, but I figure it's better just not
east of the
point
wall. Yeah.
No one knows I'm so mysterious.
attention. Yeah.
I've heard of your great accomplishments across the lands,
You flatter us. Thank you.
the things that you have done. I've come to offer you my service, which you so kindly accepted.
Indeed. We are pleased to make your acquaintance.
I've sent for my family. They should be here in a fortnight.
How many are you expecting to arrive?
I have 2 daughters, my husband. My ward will be coming as well. She is not here yet.
What's a ward?
She is learning the ways of diplomacy.
Your apprentice, then.
My ward. Are the things that I've heard about you true?
Depends what you've heard.
We should probably get that out of the way. Yes.
You rescued the king's wife,
Yep.
the king.
Those are. I give pause at that moment. Have you been in contact since the drowning of Riverstorm?
With the king?
Indeed.
Yes.
Very well. It's good to get that out of the way. Obviously, discretion demanded that we not openly reveal that to just everyone. But yes, it's good to know that you are already in communication with him.
You took down an entire empire by yourselves.
Which one was that?
The Underdark.
Hmm?
When you came to get me in the Underdark.
The Velheags,
Mm.
Trollguff.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
They were complicated.
we don't dabble much in politics. I think in that instance, we just killed the man that needed killing.
That might be the case, but you did take down an entire empire.
You seem well connected. Have you heard anything about the line of ascension afterward? Who is in control now of the Underdark? We were hoping that Hentheo would position himself properly, as he was as close as we came to an ally down there.
I actually do have close connections, including those who have spoken to him, Theo. He is not the leader of the city at the current moment, but he is closely connected.
That probably suits him better than direct leadership. Like everyone is better suited to not direct leadership. It's been a busy day. Anyway, I am glad you're here, but I want to make sure you're comfortable. We want to show you around, and we can get through the finer details as the needs arise. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm sure one of us can approximate assistance in whatever it is you ask.
Do you have a room for my guard?
Of course.
And for myself?
Indeed.
Accommodations have been made.
And for my scribes?
Indeed. Just doing the math in my head.
It's
So there's one
running
for
out
her,
of room real
one
quick.
for her, one for the scribes, and one for the guards. Yep. And so we have one spare room remaining.
That would be running really quickly out of room.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to.
Worst case scenario, we can vacate.
Yeah, you guys get kicked to the curb super
Yep.
fast.
Yeah.
I did spend a lot of time preparing my journey, and I am a little tired. If you could show me to my room, that would be wonderful.
Of course. Right this way.
Excuse my manners. I am so sorry. My name is Amiradel Verladen. I forgot to even introduce myself. It has been a very busy day. I'm sure you knew
Yes.
that, but the formal introduction is necessary. We do have a lot to talk about. If we can hold off on that for now.
Absolutely.
I wanted to let you know up front the reason that we are here.
Okay.
I am to be an ambassador for the Citadel, but not for the reason of it being a Citadel. I am here to make connections with you, with all of you. Your deeds have been boasted.
I'm uncertain.
The things
What
that
that
you
means.
can do have been talked about across the lands. Your powers. You are very powerful. We would like to ally ourselves with you.
Of course. We consider all of those who are not against us are with us.
That very well may be the case. But Magnus has made his home in Riverstorm. It sits in between us. Riverstorm sits in the middle of this land of Arishan.
We have access to magic that makes geography a slight inconvenience. I point at the...
Oh, of course, of course. But not for armies. And he has an army.
Do you know the precise numbers?
I've heard tale. 50,000, at least. And that's Dragonborn. He has a fleet of over 100 ships. We will need to ally ourselves with more than just you. That's why we're here.
My question is, why not ally yourself with Magnus if he has such a sizable force? No offense intended, but that might be the wisest choice for your kingdom and its people.
To ally ourselves with that? With Magnus?
It would keep him from marching on your borders.
He hasn't offered that? Doesn't seem like he's offered any alliances. Not that I know of. There have been people that have pledged their service to him. The army that destroyed Woodhaven. I would not say they're allied. I would say they had a common goal.
I just don't know what we can do to protect your people if a force like that marches on your kingdom.
I don't know what anyone could do if a force like that marched on our kingdom. You are one of the connections we're reaching out to. I'm not the only ambassador of Sharanor.
We're more than happy to do what we can. Thank you for considering us.
But come, let's make you comfortable. We can talk more in the morning.
Thank you. She holds out her arm for you to take. And you escort her to her room.
Mm-hmm. I probably do like a quick eye flick when I take her arm over to Adina.
I need to be trained in insight to see what's going on here.
No one needs to be trained inside for that.
Right.
I have pure black eyes. You can't see where I'm looking.
You do the head tick. You do this. You're like, yeah.
I bet you have a glint in your eye.
Probably.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
It's very weird.
Very weird. My eyes look fucked up. They're like two pools.
She is very attentive, as are the other scribes, as Lodi is. They haven't really moved. They just have been there to present themselves formally.
Mm-hmm.
And she did introduce herself to everyone. I just didn't go through it all. But
Yeah.
You escort her to her room.
I'll follow in with the soldiers, and I'll bring them to their accommodations, which I assume to be an empty room next to hers. And on the way there, I'll try to strike up some banter with them.
So they are all elven. 2 of them are also dark-skinned, like Amiradel is. But they don't seem very talkative. Unless you want them to say anything.
I'll say some things.
They have her luggage too, so they're actually lugging around like these big suitcases.
I'll ask to help. Can I help you with that?
We're good, thanks.
No problem. So I was hoping that we could have some trade of tactics and information while you guys are here. I'm looking to increase my training, and I don't know a whole lot about elven weapon styles, but maybe we could trade information and spar together in the morning. I'm destined to leave early tomorrow, but, it would help keep up our physical conditioning and stuff, too.
That's not something that we'll probably be doing. We are here for Miradella. We're here as her guard.
Sure. I mean, I don't imagine she'll be going very far until her family comes.
We'll have our tasks to guard her on our free time, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Only free time. I wouldn't want to pull you away from your assigned duties, for sure. If there's anything that you need while you're here, please let one of us know. And we'll be more than happy to do what we can to
Are you the
accommodate
master of this temple?
No, that would be Mara Everlight. I'm the one that's responsible for building the keep that we're going to install around the temple in the city in case of assault in the city for a secondary fallback point. So,
Are you the master general?
yes. Yes, I am.
Self-appointed general.
It's good to meet you. My name's Carmine.
Carmine. Deloran Cooper. Nice to meet you as well.
You take them to their room. Everyone else chilling?
We're done with all the fun stuff.
Formal, political, boring stuff.
I'm gonna go crash.
I'll guide the scribes to their room and crash afterwards.
All right. The scribes are each younger. Like, one of them even looks your age, 18, 19. And you lead them to their room.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to them if you want.
Knowing Art'll probably brag about our most recent. Oh, we killed a storm giant, and talk about our accomplishments lately.
Artegan brags?
Wow.
Of course he
This
does.
is news to me. One of the scribes actually, he looks very interested as you're telling your story. And he'll even ask, he's like, do you have any other details about that? He pulls out a little notepad that he has. He has it under his arm. He's writing stuff down as you're talking, as you're walking.
Yep.
You look over, you can see his calligraphy is very on point. He knows what he's doing.
Okay. I'll give him as much detail as he wants, except for if he's getting into personal things, your brother, that kind of stuff.
So you get to the room, and the other scribe kind of shakes his head and walks in. These two are also elven. Everyone here is elven that has come from Sharanor. He introduces himself as Hayden. It's some amazing tales. Can you keep telling me more?
Well, I want you to get your sleep.
Oh,
So
maybe
maybe
I'll be fine.
We'll continue tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Well, we're gonna be leaving first thing. We'll continue it eventually. I'll tell you more.
Where are you staying?
Yeah, we're in the room right across from Merritt.
Well, you have a good night.
Yep, you too.
And everyone goes to their respective rooms.
I'll wait for Merritt outside of his room.
He's escorting. Probably you're walking back to your room, I'd guess.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because he was escorting Amira, though.
I'll stand at attention like I'm stuck at a post until he walks by or walks over, and I'll be like, hey, can we talk for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll walk into the rooms.
Okay.
So,
My room?
yeah. So listen, the elves asked me if I was the Master General, and I said yes.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know so you're not surprised by it later on.
I hereby pronounce you the first Master General of the Citadel of the Sun.
Thanks.
And with it, there are...
All the duties attached.
Yeah.
Henceforth. Yeah, right.
We'll
Sure.
work that out later.
Fine.
If you're a title guy, more power to you.
I mean, I do not necessarily care too much, but I think that it would give me some clout with her soldiers if I did have a title that was a military rank of high standing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I hope to mingle with them tomorrow during sparring a little bit and find out what I can from her enlisted men. If there's time before we leave, if I'm still leaving, I don't know how that's going to go.
I guess I haven't heard anything further about that. I didn't know if they're planning on heading out or not at all.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on going anywhere before the council arrives, but I suppose they'll let us know in the morning.
Okay. All right.
How do you think that went? Good?
Yeah, I feel like it went okay. I feel slightly dismayed about the fact that she's like heard about our vast power and all that kind of stuff. I mean, sure, we're good at the things that we do, but we're starting to get overbooked pretty fast. And if they want us to go do something for Sharonor, I don't know that we can help them the way they hope we can. So I'm kind of worried about that. I don't want to let anybody down. You know, like we already kind of have a task before us at the Temple of the Three Furies, and then, I mean, at some point, my plan is to try to kill Magnus. I don't imagine that's going to go great, but I don't know what else to do. Unless we can find a way to keep him from gaining access to the Tome of Ascension if we get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, we could show up at the temple, it could be gone.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
I don't know. Wouldn't worry too far in advance.
That's easier said than done.
Every day has enough troubles. Don't have to worry about next week's as well.
Someone has to.
But it doesn't have to be you.
Well, who's going to do it, Paylor?
I don't know.
Right, me either.
And if you were more focused on today's issues, perhaps we'd all be better suited.
Tomorrow my brother's leaving. If he finds my family, I'm going to ask them to come back here. So I know we don't have a lot of room, but I'll give up my spot in the Citadel.
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole town here. We can start pressing out.
I don't really trust the rest of the town too well. Like, especially if we build a keep here, which I still think we should do, and it's a secondary line of defense. I don't think a whole lot's going to stop Magnus. Not unless we make this place impregnable and lock it down using the teleportation circle as a secondary means of supply.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50,000 soldiers.
A couple rock walls isn't going to do a ton.
Maybe we'll get lucky and kill him before that happens. Anyways, I'm going to turn in. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Great. Sleep well.
Yeah, you too.
Everyone turns in?
I don't go to sleep.
Oh, you turn in
What do you mean?
to your room.
No.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Caleb's room, or whatever his name is.
Cedric.
Cedric, yeah.
Your brother, you
Caleb.
don't even know his name. I love how you don't
I'm
know
so
your own
bad
family's
at
names.
names. I go to Cedric's room. I think that part of the time that I spent in the teleportation room waiting for everybody to show up while I was polishing my armor and taking care of my sword, I probably polished his shield too. And I want to, as probably super crudely, etch into the back of the shield, that, just that I love him. You know what I mean? So, I love you, Cedric. I'm glad you're not like me, Deloran. And then I leave the shield outside of his door.
Okay.
And then I go to bed.
Okay. And everyone goes to bed. And everyone goes to bed.
Yep.
I wake
Everyone
up in the
goes
middle
to
of the
bed.
night.
Perfect. You are awakened by a knock on the door.
On our door?
On your door.
Okay.
Our door,
Your door.
not his door.
Not his door.
I
Great.
go to the door.
Parlor door.
Yeah.
It's Lodi. He's there. He's not all spruced up anymore.
Is it morning?
Oh yes, it's morning. It's early morning before
Lodi.
first light.
So I'm like, Lodi, good morning. Why are you here so
morning.
early?
We're leaving today.
Yes, today.
This morning
Right now?
before the light.
Oh, there's some things I thought I might get to do before we leave. I actually don't even know if I'm coming with you.
I thought we already discussed this. He looks back in, looks at Garavon.
Well, I'm not going to tell him he can't come with anymore, or ever. But I still feel like we can get in and out quick, or maybe
You're
scout.
coming with.
Okay? Fair enough.
I need to go wake up Merritt.
I don't think Merritt's going to want to go. How about we all go talk to Merritt and parlay a little bit?
I'll get
Right.
Merritt. I'll go get Merritt. You wake up Art. I walk across Merritt's room.
He is
Do,
up.
do, 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 do. Who's up? Art. Oh. So you guys get your stuff together. Do, 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 do.
I mage hand the door from the bed.
Hey,
Inspiration.
Lodi says it's time to go.
Just trying to stack her deck there?
Oh, I'm trying to get Merritt
Go.
stacked up.
Where?
To the temple. I don't think he's taking no for an answer.
Why are we rushing off now?
I don't know. You should
Wasn't-
talk to Lodi about it. I gotta run and go see Sed before I leave.
You can. Okay.
All right. Talk to Lodi. I'll be back. I run.
How do these things happen?
You run over to Cedric's room. Before then, Lodi walks over to the room where the door is ajar still.
Yeah, I leave it open.
I'm just sitting up in bed, rubbing my face.
Good morning, our fearless leader.
Hey, did
You
the
know-
plans change?
As the leader of the citadel, your responsibilities. You should be waking up before first light.
Yeah, and it's before first light, so I'm up.
If you need help with that, I could be the one to help you wake up every morning.
Why are we leaving?
Thank you, Lodi.
We had an ambassador arrive. We haven't had any formal meeting with them. Now we're running off.
I thought you wanted to do this quickly. This is what we had planned.
I feel like there was a lapse of communication somewhere. I thought this would be a terrible idea to run off and do this just before the council arrived.
I thought that we were talking about the sooner the better. If anyone else gets their hands on that item.
Cripes.
You had told me that you needed to rest before we could leave.
Oh, we've had a
Have
long
you
rest.
rested? I know it's early.
All right, no, it's.
I can bring you some coffee.
I just drink tea.
I can bring you some tea.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I guess sometimes we don't always choose the path set up before us. Sometimes the path chooses us.
Are those
Here
the
we
words
go.
of wisdom for today?
That is indeed. Sometimes you choose the day, sometimes the day chooses you. All right, I'll get up and ready. Thank you for ensuring that I'm awake.
Deloran, you go over to Cedric's room. The shield's still there.
Doop, 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 doop. I open the door.
You just open the door. It's unlocked. The shield clatters to the ground as you do and falls inward, makes a lot of racket.
I mean, I'll try and catch it before the door opens, but...
You don't.
Okay, cool. Whatever. It's loud. Skadoo-doo-doo.
I mean, you're also in your armors, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't exhausted, so if
Yeah,
I'm never
you slept
exhausted, I
in your
sleep in
armors.
my armor.
Crazy.
And you're loud when you walk in and you see
Yeah.
the two boys sit up in their bed. Their beds are across from each other. Cedric's rubbing his eyes.
Cedric,
What's going on?
Man.
Oh, what time is it?
it's very early. Listen, I have to leave. I'm going to the Temple of the Three Furies to try to recover this thing called the Tome of Ascension so that Magnus can't become a god.
He just shakes his head and rubs his eyes some more.
I just wanted to see you before I left. Look, you're not like me. That's good. I love you. Be better than me. Okay? I hug him.
It's like quietly says, "Of course I love you."
All right, well, I hope I see you when I get back. Tell Mother and Father I love them too.
I will.
Here, I cleaned this up for you. I pulled the shield in. I put it next to his bed.
Thanks.
Anyways, I'll see you when I see you.
Mhm. He lays back down after you move away and almost immediately falls back to sleep.
That's cool. I leave and close the door. I go over to where the elven guards are. I assume there's someone stationed outside of the ambassador's room.
There is.
Okay,
Not the same guy.
that's fine. I just want to speak to him quickly. I extended the offer to train today during your off time with your leader, or one of you, with you guys. Anyways, I'm going to have to be away for a few days, duty calls and all that. So I just wanted to extend my apologies for missing the opportunity and hope that when I get back, we can culturally exchange knowledge and combat tactics.
Says, "I'll let Carmine know."
Thank you. If you have need of anything, just ask. Servants take care of you while we're away. Good day.
You as well.
Right, I head back.
Everyone gathers together. Everyone's awake, refreshed. Got your eyes open, tea and coffee. Lodi comes in, armored, ready to go.
Yeah, Lodi, what's up?
He wears a full plate.
Full plate fist bump.
You actually do that?
I mean, I don't know if it's the thing.
He fist bumps.
Nice. Full plate fist
Makes a
bump.
clang.
Cling! Yeah. What god do you serve, Lodi?
Moradin.
Maybe I should switch gods. Maybe that's the problem. That's what I say.
I don't think that's the way to go. You don't have to jump ship whenever you feel like things are going badly.
Well, right now I'm mostly godless.
Is there a reason for that?
There is.
Are you the only one here that serves a god? Merritt.
No. We all serve God in some way.
But directly.
Probably.
All right, this talk can wait.
Why?
What's the best plan of action?
Well-
Where if you leave, you'll miss the council.
I think that's a terrible idea. I think we should decide now to come back the day before council arrives, no matter what.
Fair enough.
Whether we are staring at the Tome of Ascension and just waiting to grab it.
Well,
How many days until the
let
council
me
arrives?
just say this. Lodi brought up a point last night when I was talking to him. We might not be able to just pick up and leave. We might be in a place where that doesn't work, and that's not an option.
What we have right now is an issue with prioritization. So, does anybody have a piece of paper, something to write with?
Yeah, sure. Garavon does.
Really?
No, of course not.
Lodi was reaching, you said that, he stopped.
I look at him incredulously like, what? He doesn't, Lodi, he's lying.
He grabs a scroll and some
Charcoal or
ink.
something. Yeah, okay, so I'm like, look, so here we have different things to do. So, meet the council, right? Boop, boop, boop. I dip the pen. I'm
Not
like,
everyone needs to be here for that.
true. But it's a thing that,
That's what I've been saying.
let's just think this out, right? 2, what? Get the tome, right? Boop, 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 boop. 3. Do we have any 3s right now? Kill Magnus? I put it on there.
He just raises his eyebrows at you.
Right. I know. 3 is going to have to be deferred until a later date, most likely.
Maybe you should put that at the bottom of the list.
Well, there's only 3 things. It's at the bottom.
That's not a list.
Well, it's a list. Listen.
It's a list of 3.
It's a list of 3. Other things we have to do. Boop, boop, boop. I'm going to put down there, raise a keep.
Merritt wanted to find those other 2 people that were missing from the council all those years ago.
Boop, boop, boop. Find missing people. All right? What else?
Magnus isn't at the bottom of the list anymore.
Well, I mean, but we're going to sort them numerically after we have them all on there. For the first step is just getting everything on there, and then you sort them in priority, right? And once you prioritize the list, it becomes more clear
I
what
don't think
things are
you've
more
done this
important
very
to do.
much.
We've never done this, Lodi.
No.
Ever.
You do it sometimes with troop movement. So I understand if you have multiple objectives you have to accomplish in a set number of troops, you might prioritize things that way, and that's kind of how I'm going about this.
So how about we head to the Temple of Three Furies? And
Yeah, I think that's
while
one.
While we're doing that, you can work on the list.
Well, I think that's one. I would mark down meeting the council as close to, but 2. I would mark down raising the keep as a 3. Finding missing people a 4. And killing Magnus a 5. So this is the way that I would look at the list. Because if we can keep him from getting the tome, it simplifies other things further down the list, right? So I think that if we can get the tome and get back here, cool. If we can't get the tome before we get back here, but it's advantageous to get back here because where we're at in the temple, cool. If we have to make a choice between getting the tome or meeting the council, I would get the tome. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just let someone know that we're gone and we'll be back soon.
Well, who's gonna? What if we're gone for a while? Merritt,
I
who's
think
gonna be?
Gloriosa can probably stand in for the leadership of the Citadel if we're not back.
I imagine so. I
And she
think
can message us when...
you would it
No,
would be
Lodi's the
beneficial if
messenger.
you
Oh.
kept
But
in
Merritt
mind
can
some sort of a
message. I can
teleportation
message.
escape. Try not to whiff through all of your abilities
Mhm.
whenever possible.
Yep. I figured we'll go there with the one that takes 10 minutes, and we can leave at any time.
All right.
Things go bad or things change.
I did make you something, by the way,
Oh.
that I think would be pretty neat. I had this leather bracelet in my room, and last night I cast a new spell, Continual Flame, on it. And so I hand it to you, and it looks like it's on fire, but it gives off no heat, it doesn't burn, and it is permanent. It will help you see in the dark. And if you just cover it with your sleeve, then you can go about in darkness as you see fit.
Sounds good.
I figure it'd come in handy. Something I was experimenting with for a while. But I think I finally got it down where it won't burn you. Let me know if that goes poorly, but I'm pretty sure I got it.
I put it on.
Have an inspiration.
No. You're not the inspiration caller. Whatever that is. That's not your job.
And I'll start casting the thing that takes 10 minutes.
Is it 10 or 1? You're doing teleportation circle.
Is it a ritual?
Is it 1?
You're not a ritual caster. It's
Well,
1 minute.
where are we teleporting to in Barlador?
We're not going to Barlador.
Going to
What?
the temple of the Three Furies.
I thought that
Temple
was
of
in
the
Bar.
Three Furies.
Oh,
And we're going right there. Do not pass go. Do not collect any good
No.
berries.
Barlador is my
Yeah, 1 minute.
home city.
oh, okay.
It rests under a mountain. It's a
I-
great, great kingdom.
City under the mountain.
We've been there recently.
Have I been there?
Hmm?
A couple years ago.
Oh, it's been a while.
This is my home now. I've been here over 20 years.
That's a long time, Lodi. I am that old. How old are you?
180.
Oh, man. Wow. My hat is off to you, sir. You don't look a day over 40.
40?
I don't know what you say at that point to a dwarf. The chronology's all messed up for me.
You need the belt.
Yeah, right. I need the belt, yeah.
Tia, I need you to stay here. If things get exceptionally dicey, I'll have to summon you over. But I think it would be most useful if you were to remain at the Citadel.
Yes, Merritt. You can speak through me.
That's what I'm thinking. Worst case scenario, I can at least relay messages back here.
Do you want me to stay in your room?
You can move about as you see fit.
Fail.
She smiles with her eyebrows. Yes, Merritt. And she zips away out the room.
You sure that's wise? I say.
Alright, should maybe you tell that elf lady that you're going to be gone for a while?
I talked to her guards and said that duty was calling me away, but I didn't elaborate.
Oh, this is such a pain in the ass.
Indeed. It'd be a lot easier if we didn't plan to make this hasty getaway weekend excursion right before all sorts of important things were going to happen.
Well, I tried suggesting just me going. I'm still willing.
Well, that's a terrible idea.
That is a terrible idea. That's probably the worst idea of the available options.
I'm with Lodi on this one. Sorry, man.
I get it.
So everyone's ready.
I believe so.
I'm always ready, Lodi.
Good. Artegan finishes his spell. You are not a ritual caster, correct?
No.
So you do have to spend the spell slot.
Yep. And it takes 1 minute.
And it takes 1 minute.
Yep.
The spell completes and that portal opens once again. You just see these spinning and waving and meshing colors, blues and metallics. You don't see through to the other side, I don't believe. I don't think it actually specifically says.
I walk through.
Merritt
Yeah,
walks through.
I walk through.
Yeah, just a shimmering portal.
I'll go last. Go, man.
All right. I step in.
Lodi steps in behind you and make it through. Everyone makes it through
Yay.
into a room that is dark. Although, are you wearing your bracelet, Artegan?
I'm wearing it, but it's currently not showing any light.
So it is dark.
I have 120-foot dark vision.
If I hear anyone say that we need light, then we're
I only
treading on-
ask Artegan because he's the only one that has no dark vision.
Yep. So I'm relying on other people's dark vision to
Yeah, I have superior
tell me
dark
what's
vision.
going on.
All right, let's
Unless I need to.
change the music.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Let me map it out for you. We're here. We're gonna map. Put it on the battle cam, which is also just the map cam.
Maple can.
Doesn't necessarily mean battle.
It means battle. Tiles are coming out.
I said I'm gonna map it out for you.
And battle time. I mean, we're all juiced up and ready to go. The problem is me not blowing through all our resources super fast.
Blow your load.
Right.
You guys teleport right in the middle of the room.
Sweet.
Let's use these. You see one door right here. A solid metal door. It's not wooden. It's closed. You see two capstans.
What's a capstan?
A capstan is a large metal nodule where you could insert like a metal rod and twist it
Oh,
like a knob.
sure. It opens things or closes things or
Correct.
engages
like
mechanisms.
a valve, but it's a giant valve. And on the edges of the room, there are many statues of primordial creatures. Does anyone have Arcana? I think that'd be Arcana.
I do.
2.
You may go ahead and roll it.
23.
25.
Nice. I don't think this is a place we want to be. I say quickly.
So 23, 25. You do succeed. Yeah, Arcana will be good. They are different types of elementals, but not life-size statues, very small statues, and they're all kind of 10 feet above ground level. But every square is covered all the way around like a perimeter of statues.
Are they in the walls or are there not walls?
They're somewhat inset into the wall.
This is curious.
I think you could. We could do with a bit of light.
I just light my
Pull
shield.
up the. I'll let him light his shield then.
Okay. So Deloran lights his shield, and the whole room is now in mostly bright light. But the rest of the room doesn't change.
I pull out my sword.
Pull out the sword.
And I will light my sword as well, so I'm giving off a shit ton of light.
I'm going to go
Some
up.
light concentration.
I'm going to go up to one of
I don't think it
the
is actually. I think
cap
it's
stands and
amazed that
inspect
it's
it.
not.
You're going to inspect the capstone.
Yeah, I just want to look at it.
Roll an investigation.
Nice. 10.
10? It is a capstan. There is no metal rod to insert into it to actually turn it.
Use your bow.
I'm not going to put my bow into this. Don't laugh. Just not going to do it.
Okay, so you look at it closely. The top has this metal rim. And you look through one of the holes where you would insert a rod, some kind of metal rod. It would go all the way through. And then you could grab each side of the rod and twist this.
I mean, your bow can't break.
But you're not sure which way it twists. Your bow wouldn't fit. It would
Natural items
not
don't break
it's
like
curved.
that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
They're not, but we'll
There's
go over
a-
that
they're
later
not?
if it ever
Oh,
matters.
There's a
never mind.
specific thing where that can make them indestructible. That's like a
Oh.
trait some have.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Magic
they're
items are not indestructible. They're really hard to destroy just
Okay.
at a whim.
I
but
always
you
thought
can
it was
do
like
No, but there's artifacts that are indestructible.
sure, the apparatus of Qualish or whatever. No, I always thought that it was like Mount Doom kind of stuff to destroy a magical artifact.
That's an artifact.
Oh, okay.
I'd call that ring an artifact.
I mean, for sure. Fair enough.
Lodi is there as well. Let me grab Lodi's miniature.
Oh, Lodi has a miniature?
I mean, sure.
All right, Lodi.
Indeed.
What do we do?
Well, we're met with puzzles already.
We explore.
Interesting.
You want to be stealthy? Maybe you should go try the door. I'm just going to kick it open if I go over there.
Okay.
Yeah, kicking should not be.
I'm going to just take a wild guess that we're not going to be able to open that door right away.
I walk over to it and I try to open it.
Wait. No,
Okay.
don't.
Don't open
Wait,
it.
why would you do that? You're just playing into your stereotype. Don't play into your stereotype.
Someone's got to try to open the door.
Remember last time? Mage hand.
Okay. I'll back away.
Garavon, have an inspiration. It's been a long time
It
since you've
has.
had a good idea.
It wasn't even my idea. It's recycled.
It's been a long time since you have stopped a bad idea from coming to fruition with a good idea.
Yeah, I back away.
I push.
There is a doorknob. It's also slightly inset into the metal, and it looks like almost like you'd have to like reach in and twist it like a dial. It's not like a regular round knob.
The mage hand reaches in.
And it can do 5 pounds of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It does its darndest to twist it, but it needs more than 5 pounds of pressure, you can tell.
No, that's not it. But
You don't think I should try the door?
No, don't try the door.
You go try the door.
I am not putting my hand in there.
Someone gotta try the door.
Can I
that-
check it for traps?
You want to investigate it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and investigate it.
You are again.
What is it to do for traps? Just
Intelligence investigation.
you get a D4 of guidance also.
oh,
Merritt casts guidance. You see
As you go up close, I'm like, be better.
shimmering light
let's
on your
see.
hands as you're.
Can I get half
looking
my
at it.
proficiency for Jack of all trades?
Yes.
So that's 11.
+1 of everything.
Oh, yeah,
because of
12.
your shield.
Yep, 12 then.
12 total.
Yep.
It looks like a metal door. Nothing you've ever seen. Like the inset handles. It's not a handle you've ever come across before. It looks very solid. The door is very solid. There's no seams. There are seams, but you don't see between the seams. You don't see anything else.
Is the room made of stone?
The room is made of stone.
I'll use stone shape to make a new door.
Right.
I'll do right next to the door.
Or
How far does it go?
It's 5 foot by 5 foot.
5 foot by 5
You could
foot.
just do it to the door frame. If the door frame is stone, you can just push the door frame back. That's the way I've seen it used before. Is people just like unmold the frame so they can actually open the door.
Yeah. I'm a little worried that if there is a trap that it might spring it though. So I'll just do one next to it.
So you go to cast the spell, and you can't.
Doesn't use the spell slot or?
It's a good question.
If you can't cast it, then no. So if you're an anti-magic field, I don't think you use on the spell slot because you can't cast a spell. But if it's countered, then yes.
We will say no, you cannot cast, but you don't waste your spell.
Okay.
Okay,
But your
so
light is working?
How
and
come
your,
my light's working?
and your mage hand worked.
That's a good question.
Or should they just not work?
No, it works.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go try the door.
Don't try the door.
Okay.
Let's think about this a little bit.
All right.
Well, let's see. There's the door, and then is there also another one that you can twist?
There's
That's
2 of
missing,
these
I think.
posts.
There's capstones that you can twist.
Are they... Has anyone ever manipulated an object like this to open a door before? Bodhi?
no.
No?
No.
All right,
I would
so
say
I'm-
try the door.
Okay. I'm going to try and open the door.
You
Okay.
can give me an Arcana as well. Artegan.
He's got it trained too. Right?
Artegan.
Me only?
Just you.
Let's see. Arcana, that would be a 27.
That's really good, actually. Okay, so you would actually know that the magics that you're trying to cast, Stone Shape in particular, is Transmutation, or it's Conjuration, one of the two.
Transmutation.
Evocation is Light.
It's a specific school that's being blocked out then?
School prohibition.
At least one type. You're not entirely sure if there's any other types that are being blocked. You know that Teleportation is conjuration. I think Mage Hand is conjuration.
I'll try Prestidigitation. That's transmutation. See what that does.
It's transmutation?
Mhm.
What are you going to do?
Puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke. Transmutation does not work at all.
Okay. Certain types are being blocked and some aren't. Transmutation doesn't work in this area.
I'm going to start scoping out the statues.
Okay.
Because we don't have a rod to even turn these things if we wanted to, so.
I go to the door.
Don't go to the door.
I thought. Okay.
I step away from the door.
All right. I thought we agreed that I was going to open the door.
No one agreed that you were
Okay.
going to open the door.
Merritt said open the door?
Oh, you stick your hand in there. I guarantee it's going to do something.
Probably.
28 Mage Hand is conjuration. So if you have something along those lines, it would probably work.
Yeah. I don't believe I do.
Okay. I'm at the door. Go to stand at the door.
Deloran stands by the door.
Best of
Everyone
luck.
else is backed away.
Yeah, go against the other wall.
I give you the old guidance benefit. Best of luck.
Thanks. All right, I hold my shield. I'm like, I hope this doesn't hurt too bad. I put my hand in and I turn the doorknob.
You put your hand in the dial, which almost looks like the dial of like an air conditioner in your car.
Doesn't
Except
lop
much
my hand
larger.
off.
And you twist that metal
I get ready to
as
yank
hard
my
as you
hand
can,
back.
and you hear click, 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 ka-chung.
I'm like,
The door doesn't open.
doesn't open?
No. Roll your perception.
I'm like, something
Everyone?
happened.
Everyone.
One of the statues starts to move.
19.
14.
6.
What's your passive?
11.
My passive is 15, so 15.
So you stop, you wait, that ka-chung
I push it. I'm like, well,
echoes
something
across
happened.
this room till it fades away. And then in the silence, you can hear something from far off.
Son of a bitch.
And then you hear it getting louder, and it sounds like water rushing. And then it's getting louder,
Okay.
and water starts to pour out of every little statue that's inset into the wall in a spout. And it starts pouring down the sides, down the walls, and filling up this room.
Art, to the door. Now, with me.
Okay.
You're strong, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to help you hammer the door open.
Okay. Athletics.
So
Well,
we're both
there-
hammering at the door.
While they're doing the stupid things again, I'm going to start looking
You have
for
advantage.
like the rod to put
Doesn't
these
give me the
things
help
in
action?
by looking around at the statues.
Okay.
I'm
your
going to
athletics
use
score is higher
my
than
staff
mine,
of
right?
healing.
An investigation check.
13.
13. So you're searching around the room, and it's going to take you a round to search. 2 rounds, actually. You're going to put your staff in which one?
This one?
All right. It fits. It actually fits pretty well. He just slides his staff into the capstone. You see a rod that's been set up on top of these statues that's kind of shaking as the water's now pouring out of these spouts. And you can see the rod shaking. It's been set up there. You'd have to get something to bring it down. It's like 10 feet up.
Or climb. Climb.
You could jump up and climb probably. You're pretty
All right.
athletic.
Yep. I'm going to do that.
Roll your athletics.
16.
16?
Yep.
Yeah, you jump up and you grab onto one of the statues. It has this little pseudopod appendage that's sticking out. And you grab onto it, you hold on, you reach up, you grab the rod. It's kind of jammed in between a couple of the statues, some of their open parts, but you pull it out and then drop back down to the ground.
And I go to.
Go ahead and roll initiative,
Oh, boy.
just to keep track of rounds.
11.
Oh, I don't need to roll it. Well, nobody needs to roll.
11.
You roll twice?
Yep.
22.
8.
athletics. Put it all over here. And Lodi will go second. Okay. Artegan.
Mhm.
You head over to the door with Deloran.
Yep.
You brace yourself against this door. You feel against this door. It is very solid. You're not sure. What are you gonna do? You gonna use your strength? Try to break it open, bash it open, damage it?
Are we shoulder checking it?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oof.
And it's athletics.
Yeah, you can roll your athletics.
Advantage.
Let's see. That would be a 26 total.
For the 26, you
Bam.
both shoulder check it as hard as you can, and you can tell with that 26 that it doesn't falter at all. It is strong. It is solid. It was made for one purpose.
That's sucky.
You guys see the water starting to fill up the room. At this point, it is now an inch high. Water is pouring out of every statue around this room. Go ahead, Lodi. He's gonna walk around the room and do some investigating himself. He's slowly walking around the room, wading now through the water, and you hear him splashing, but he doesn't say anything. Go ahead, Deloran.
I already gave my help
That's
action,
right. You
yeah.
helped Artegan.
Mhm.
You can still talk if you want.
Man, this door is way too thick.
Go ahead,
Wipe your
Garavon.
head.
I say, stand back.
So I found this rod. Pretty cool.
Oh, and you're over here.
Yep.
Merritt, you're over here, and Artegan, you're over here by the door. Let me turn this so the camera can see it better. Probably like that. Garavon, you have the rod.
I put the rod in the thing.
Okay.
Good job.
You insert the rod into the capstone.
And I will turn it clockwise.
You turn it clockwise. Pull this up for you. Water starts pouring out a little harder.
Whatever you're doing,
Hear
do
the sound of
other
the water.
thing.
It's a little louder as you turn it clockwise. Merritt.
Which way did you turn that?
Clockwise.
Okay. I go counterclockwise.
It'd be great if you had to turn them opposite each other and we just like drowned ourselves
You
right now.
turn it counterclockwise. Water starts pouring out a little heavier.
Oh, God.
That was one round, and now the water is starting to gush out of these spigots.
It would appear we're doing this incorrectly.
Yup.
And there are now 3 inches of water. 4 inches, sorry. Go ahead, Artegan.
I could do a dimension door to get one person across. Do we have enough people that can do that to get everyone across? I guess that'll be my turn.
You gotta make multiple trips.
I mean, you
All
guys
right.
can talk.
I say, grab Merritt and go.
What
Oh,
kind
I
of
can do it.
spell is
Don't waste it
dimension
on me.
door?
I feel like we should
That's,
save our resources.
Just make sure you know what type of
Yep, it's conjuration.
Conjuration, yeah. I think we can still solve this. We have 3 inches of water in it now.
4.
I mean, in Garavon numbers.
I'll look around the room and see if there's anything other than the things that people are
Garavon can
actively
math.
doing things with.
What if we
They're
dispel the magic
twisting
that's
these.
suppressing the
There's nothing else in the room?
transmutation?
Look for any like hidden switches or
Hey, what if we dispel the magic that's suppressing the transmutation and then stone shape the door?
could try it.
So you could investigate. You could cast a spell.
You know magic-y shit, will that work?
Would I know if? I mean,
Huh? You've never
This
never
exact
encountered
situation.
something like this.
What you gonna do?
Theorycraft, bro. Or else I'm gonna smite the door.
I'll try dispel magic. It's abjuration.
Okay. So let me read Dispel Magic.
Suppresses.
Oh,
the
it's
magical
abjuration?
effect. Yep.
It does not work.
Mm.
But you don't use the spell. If
Okay.
you used your action trying to cast, he recites the words. You have your use your lute as your symbol to cast, right?
Yeah, probably.
It was your arcane focus.
The liar, right?
But
Yeah,
nothing
liar.
happens.
Sorry.
Oh, you're a liar.
Yeah,
That's right.
fire.
Okay. I'm gonna smite the
dispel
door.
magic doesn't work, and then I step away from the door.
But that was your action. You can move.
Yep, I'll step away from the door, standing like in the middle of the room.
Go ahead. Lodi's gonna come over here to where you're turning this capstone. Which way did you turn it?
I went
The wrong way.
counterclockwise.
I don't know, maybe we should go the other way.
That's what I'm thinking too.
So he'll help you turn it back the other way. And the water does slow down slightly. You go clockwise. Deloran,
How deep is the water?
4
4
inches.
That's
It's
not too bad.
like above your ankles a little.
So it's not panic deep yet.
No. Although you guys were in somewhat of a panic.
Well, I was freaking out for a second, but they successfully started to abate the flow of water. So I'll march over to Garavon, and I'll be like, "What did you shove it last time?"
Clockwise.
All right, let's go counterclockwise. Then I shove it counterclockwise.
Shove it counterclockwise. And the water slows down somewhat.
Yeah, let's keep doing that.
Artegan's being called from the heavens.
Sorry.
She's receiving a message from the gods.
Divine summon.
We know what Artegan will do. No, we don't. I don't know what he'll do at all. He always surprises me.
Whatever. He's trying to puzzle it out while we
He'll
keep
turn into a
pushing
T-Rex.
things. Yeah, I'm angry. T-Rex.
Go ahead. Garavon.
So it started to slow down.
It slowed down again.
I want to take a look upwards.
Okay. What are you specifically looking for doing?
I guess Garavon has this idea that maybe this is supposed to fill with water, and I'm just looking upwards to see if there's
A hole in the ceiling or something?
Yeah,
Okay. You can roll your investigation.
I will.
8.
8.
Yeah.
Water's starting to, cover the walls, and it's filled up 4 inches on the floor. You look up at the ceiling, and it's barren and stone as well. You don't
Okay.
see anything that looks like it's supposed to continue going up.
Okay.
Push it. Keep pushing it. Way that.
All right. So I'll take my action then and turn it counterclockwise again.
It doesn't turn that way.
Uh-huh.
You try, but it doesn't go any further.
I just
That's
go-
the
Okay.
final part of
Okay.
the valve.
Okay.
So like,
You
why aren't you
could still
turning
turn
it?
it the other way if you want,
No, I'm
but
not.
it doesn't turn.
I'm not going to have it go
counterclockwise.
heavier. This is curious. I look behind a statue.
There's no behind the statue.
The statues are all up here.
They're in the walls.
This is a capstone. It's like a big metal kind of.
So, like, why aren't you pushing it anymore?
I can't push it. No, it won't go.
It won't go. It feels like you're tightening the screw.
I'm going to climb up to a statue then.
Okay. You could step up on the capstone to get to the statue.
When I pushed it this way, did it actually go down? Or did it stay level?
Give me an investigation.
14?
It actually rose a little bit.
When I pushed it the way that I pushed it?
Yeah. Slightly. Almost imperceptibly.
Sure, okay. All right. That's interesting.
So you jump up onto the statues now. You're there's like 5 feet of room from the top of the statue to the ceiling. And they're all built pretty solidly. You have no trouble standing up on them, hunched over near the wall. They're slightly sticking out of the wall, maybe like that much, a small ledge that you can balance on, but you're very dexterous. It's not hard to balance on the ledge.
Okay. And I want to reach my hand behind it to see where that water's coming from.
Well, the water's actually coming from what looks like holes in the statue. Some of them look like they might have been mouths or gibbering mouths or weird little phalanges. It's really like there's no anatomy to these primordial statues.
Mm-hmm.
They have lots of curves and waves coming outward and flaring, but the water is pouring out from them.
And what, can I recognize what kind of primordial statue it is? I guess I wouldn't know. Garavon wouldn't know about these. It looks like a piece of poop to me.
Yeah, you're like, why is this weird shit have a mouth and is it spitting water on me?
It's weird. It's made to spit water out.
I give up. Let's just flood ourselves.
What?
Go ahead, Merritt.
What?
So I'm
Bodhi's standing opposite of you,
I'm attempting to continue twisting it in that direction.
and it also
is locked.
locks.
This is as far as they go.
This is the starting position, it seems.
So we either blindly go the other way, give ourselves more water in hopes that things get lucky, or you need to try something on that door handle again.
It's my turn. I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Artegan, you should probably start considering the teleport us out method that we're
No,
going to use.
not yet.
No, I'm not saying do it. I'm saying start having it in mind.
You guys start cranking it the wrong way. I'm going to the door.
I trust him. I lean back.
So you crank it the wrong way, and water starts pouring out.
There's some chance, because they move up and down when you crank them different ways, that if we can get it cranked all the way over before we drown, it might drain the room. But if not, I'm going to start smiting the door.
So since Artegan's not here, he'll help you, and he'll crank it the wrong way too.
Here goes nothing.
And water starts pouring in faster. It comes up half a foot now. You're wading through the water, and when you look at the walls, all these stone walls, and the door, the metal door, it's being held in, obviously.
It's airtight. I'm going to try to change that.
Check the door handles, you stubborn ass.
The door handle stopped. It clunked and stopped. I couldn't open it.
Clunk it back. That's what we're doing. We're clinking it one way and we're clinking it back.
Okay, I'll click it back.
Just to catch you up, we're letting the water come in, full force.
They're cranking it the wrong way. Because it doesn't go anymore the right way. Okay.
Again, when you watch them crank it the wrong way, it slightly lowers. The capstone slightly lowers.
When you crank the capstones the wrong way, they lower. So something's happening in that mechanism, hopefully besides just letting in more water. If it gets bad and the room fills all the way up, everybody get to Art.
Fair enough.
Are we doing Dimension Door if that happens, or?
Yeah, but you weren't here, so I had you helping crank it the wrong way.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't know what else you'd do.
If it gets
besides
real
turn into a
deep, we
T-Rex.
go back all the way, I think.
Okay.
I mean, you can
Sure.
Is there?
try it, but
Can I see where the water would let out?
No.
it doesn't appear to be anything.
This doorway.
It looks like it's made to be let in.
How big's the opening
So does it
from the
mean?
stuff that's coming out? Like when it's trickling out, can you go up there?
So it's all these statues along the top of the room. It's almost a perimeter of primordial statues around the top of the room, and they're all letting water in. Every single statue from some...
Is it like a pipe that's
Hole.
completely filled with water, or is it like a trickle?
Do you want to
with
go
some-
look at it closer on your next turn? Because
Yeah.
I kind of used your turn, I'm sorry. You
Oh,
can
no
move
worries.
that way,
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try that.
so you'll move that way. You can probably even get on the capstone if you want to get closer to the
Sure.
statues.
I can take a look at them.
Okay. You're still up on the statues, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Garavon's up there already, kind of balancing on them. Deloran,
Okay. I go to the door.
you go to the door.
I try the handle to see if it moves around, or is it just like
you
locked in?
try to move it, but it had locked into position. That was the big clunk.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, forget that. I just like my fist, and I smite the shit out of the lock.
Okay.
Like I'm just gonna full on blast it with a 4th level spell slot.
Roll dexterity.
Cool. I love when that happens.
As in a deck save, fourth
As in a
level
deck
spell,
save.
your only 4th level spell slot.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's not great. 13. Yeah, I think 13.
Not enough.
Sweet. I eat it then, whatever happens.
You take...
A paladin fist in the mouth.
That's not too bad. 21 force damage,
Ugh.
and it throws you across the room against the wall.
Okay.
Woo!
There goes my spell slot.
Did you get to do any damage
What
to the
is
door?
the spell?
No, it's just smite. I
It doesn't
expend a
take a
spell
spell
slot.
slot?
It takes a spell slot, but I expend a spell slot
so you're not
and do extra
casting a
damage.
spell.
No, I'm
Okay.
just
That
smite
worked.
fisting it.
Yeah, that worked. It threw you across the room.
Did I do any damage to the door?
You are looking over at the door. Your head's kind of in a buzz,
So I'm
and
like,
the
ugh.
black finally fades back to normal light, and it looks like it took your slam very easily. It didn't move. There's no dents.
Ugh, it was 68 worth of damage.
You can roll it if you want.
I mean, it doesn't matter, right? That's what
There's
you're
no
saying is that
dents.
doesn't matter. So I'm like, okay.
Your fist hurts.
Yeah, my whole self hurts probably. It just chucked me across a room full of water. I feel like the dude where I feel like I just like cut a furrow in the water as I went. Like, ugh.
I like that description.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
It reminds me of what's that movie in the spaceship where the one guy kicks the other guy in the water and just like plows the water around him? Event Horizon?
I don't know.
They're fighting
Either
in
way.
the end. Yeah.
I have a good
okay.
visual of it. Don't worry.
All right. So I'm against the wall. I get up. I'm like,
Garavon.
that's not going to work.
Artegan's on the
Shaking
capstone.
my
He's
head.
inspecting, looking around. You're on the statues.
Can I move statues? Does it feel like it's gonna move? Like if
They feel like they're built
All right.
sturdily out of
So
stone.
I jump down to the ground.
You grab one of like the weird nodules that are coming off the statue that are thinner,
The gibbly bits.
and you snap it off. It's stone.
Okay.
You now have a little stone bit in your hand.
Oh, nice. I throw it to the ground
It splashes into the water. Splash.
and I splash into the water because I
You
jump
jump down into the water.
And I grab my bow.
You grab your bow.
I grab my arrow.
You grab your arrow.
Yeah, I pull back.
Two.
Deloran's head.
What are you
And
doing?
then I go up and I let loose an arrow.
Okay. Just an arrow?
There's
Yep.
a moment where I'm like,
It goes. Ting! Shoo, poof, splash.
Okay.
You hit the ceiling, no problem.
All right.
that door is tougher than I am.
That's what I
Merit.
did.
Lodi, why aren't you cranking on this handle?
Lodi's like, We'll do it together.
Fine. We could probably go twice as far if we took turns.
That's what I'm talking about.
Row, you bastard!
Yeah,
So
right.
he helps you, you crank, he cranks, and you can go twice. So you crank it to the left, and the whole room goes dark.
Even
Black.
though my shield is lit?
Magical darkness.
Sweet.
That was when he cranked it. Water starts coming in faster.
Well, something's happening.
Something's happening.
You can now hear each other,
I do.
but you can't see each other.
I'm gonna do one more. Drink.
Okay.
Not my turn. I'm gonna do it.
You do one on your turn. Give me a perception check. Everyone.
There's other splashes in the
20.
water.
24.
Natural 20.
Fitting my dark vision, 6.
You're like, what's
Because
happening?
you have disadvantage.
6.
Actually, I guess everyone. Well,
It depends on what sense we're using. If we're using hearing,
that's
if
true.
we're using sight.
It's gonna be actually hearing and tactile feel. It gets a little warmer, and you can hear a hissing sound above you. And what'd you get? A natural 20? What'd you
24.
get? You had a 6, so like 11.
So-
No, you have a 5. The 6 because that's a disadvantage.
That was 6 total. Yeah.
Yeah. So the 11 goes down to
6. And what'd you
6.
get?
And I had a 20.
With disadvantage? Oh, I guess it's not
15 to
disadvantage. Sorry to keep confusing you guys.
If the passive
That's
perception.
fine. You guys
would be
actually
11.
do succeed. You can now hear something wading through the water. Some things.
Where?
Right towards you.
Sweet. Well, I'm ready to rock.
Whose turn was that?
Me.
Oh, perfect. Back to the
Come
top.
on. Come on,
That'll
uglies.
be me.
I know you're in here.
You can't see what's going on at all
I know
because
something's
it's
coming.
complete black. But you can hear it, and you hear the sound of steam exhaling. Go ahead and make a dex save. Merritt and Lodi.
Oh, shit.
Disadvantage.
Six.
All right, you both fail. And you can feel this steam now pushing across through your clothes onto your skin and starting to heat everything up. And you will take 2 whole fire damage.
Reduced to 1.
One. Yeah.
Fire damage.
You're like, it's getting warm in here.
Make a dex save.
Well, that's
We
not
turned on the
great.
sauna.
7?
Take 7 fire damage.
Half that.
Do you
My
resist fire?
Yeah, my teeth.
He's a teeth
Dude,
one.
he's got the same thing I've got.
I've just never taken
dex
fire
save.
damage before.
Well, it's going to be unfortunate. 20?
20?
Mhm.
You succeed. You
I get my
take
shield in the way.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You.
So I'm like, I hear like,
oh,
I'm
at
like,
disadvantage.
oh,
Sorry.
disadvantage.
At
Okay.
disadvantage. You can't see.
All right. It's the same. 20.
Okay. You hear it
So I'm
coming.
like-
You hear the steam, and you throw your shield in the way, and you can feel the shield getting hotter. You can feel the water getting hotter underneath you.
So do I have some idea what direction it came from? I can hear the
Yes.
hissing and it's breathing
Oh,
on me.
yes.
So we can go that way next turn.
Artegan.
Keep cranking the things.
Water
Well-
is starting to pour in quicker. Although you can't see it, you can feel it, and it's getting deeper. It's
Well-
almost to your knees.
I'm actually standing on the thing, so I probably
You
can
can't
hear
feel
it, but I can.
You're not even in the water yet.
Nope.
What do you do, Artegan?
Not much I can do. I will.
5.
Yeah, I'll pull out my bracelet and see if that does anything.
For the light
Yeah.
bracelet, light is an evocation spell. You don't see light.
See, it's
Unless it dispels
it's
darkness.
continual flame.
Which I don't think it does.
So I don't.
Some light spells do.
I think
but
daylight does.
Yep. Daylight.
I have daylight, but not memorized. Well, sweet.
Continual flame is evocation.
Go ahead. Well, you can still do stuff. Oh, you did that.
Yep.
I don't think it takes an action to activate, does it?
Nope. It's literally just always on. You just have it covered
And
because
so,
it can
So
be.
you can use
covered
your
or hidden.
action. That's part of your movement. To
I don't really have anything that I can think of that I would want to do because I can't see anything.
I'm yelling to turn the things. Like, keep turning them.
I'm standing on it. I guess I can get down and
You hop down.
I can't see which way we were turning it.
Do you remember which way you were turning? Roll your intelligence.
It's clockwise.
Just straight intelligence would be a 15,
15's enough to remember you were turning it clockwise.
and that was the good direction.
That's the direction that brought more water.
That's the good direction.
More
And it
water
won't-
is the good direction.
And it won't stop if you go all the way.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep going then.
All right. You keep going. Nothing perceptible happens except it does feel like it's getting a little lower, and it seems like the water's coming in a little faster. Go ahead. Lodi, he'll turn more. Well, he'll look at you. More? He won't look at you. He'll yell at you.
Keep turning.
It's pitch black. You can't see your hand in front of your face. You hear the sound of something scraping as it's turning, metal on stone. And yeah, you hear the water starting to get heavier, heavier. Go ahead, Deloran.
I move towards the direction of wherever this thing is hissing.
Okay.
When I get to it, I try to smack it with my shield.
At disadvantage.
Okay.
Ooh.
16 and 10 is 26. So,
Cling! You succeed. And you feel like this thing is knocked down in the water. You can hear the splash of whatever it is hit the water. You know where it's at, and you can swing on it, but still disadvantage to swing. Well, no, it's on the ground. Normal swing.
that's why I did it, yeah. All right, so I'm going to swing on him twice. I extinguish my sword before I start swinging.
Okay, so you put your sword out.
Yeah.
Did you have it lit?
21, I did.
21 is a hit.
And then, 15.
15, and you feel something dissipate into steam. Feel the heat of the steam rising,
So I swung through the thing.
and it dissipates.
Okay, is there more hissing noises? Is there more than one?
It's hard to tell from here.
Okay, well then I try to listen for more, and I yell, keep turning, keep turning.
Okay. It would actually take like active listening,
Okay.
which would be your action, so you can't do that right now.
I wait
But
for
you are,
something.
you're trying to keep aware.
Yeah, and I wait for something to spit steam at me.
Do you stay where you're at?
I stay right where I'm at.
Okay. Garavon.
I jump down and I start cranking.
You can also crank it once more, so you guys will be at 4. And when you do, you can now perceptively feel it's starting to grind against the stone, and it's getting lower, and you can hear the water start coming out faster and faster as you're turning. Do you want to do anything else? That's your action.
I'm so glad you guys are with me.
Merritt.
Yep. I'm glad to be here too. And I haul on it.
When you do that, you don't even need to roll your perception. You hear splash from over here. You feel the water slap you in a wave almost. Just
Okay,
but you can't see.
but I know which direction the wave hit me from.
Yep.
Sweet. I will be going that way next.
Yep. Go ahead. That was Merritt. Me. Roll a dexterity save.
Still disadvantage?
Still disadvantage. Can't see. Oh, poor Lodi.
7, 8, 9. 9.
Lodi's fucked. Lodi just died. Lodi, no.
He was turning. He's like, ah! And you can tell something hurt him. He rolled a double 1. That was amazing.
That's the most horrible.
I am
told
the
you Lodi
only
was gonna
one that
die
does
when we
that.
came here. No, whatever. He'll be all right.
Take 6
We can
fire damage,
resurrect him.
and you can feel the rock that you're
My
holding
God.
onto instantly heat up. Lodi, let go. You can feel the tension that he was helping you turn it. Lets go of the rod.
Okay.
Dex save, Garavon and Artegan. You jumped off.
Yep. To be able to turn.
Dex save.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Disadvantage. Fighting in the darkness.
10.
When I moved up to the thing, how close was I to Artegan? 'Cause
17.
I moved off that back wall.
A little bit.
All the way up till I got to the thing that was hissing in the water. Remember before I
There's
slew
like
it?
1 step.
Oh, never mind. All right.
10.
17.
You succeed. Take no damage. You fail. Take 6 fire damage.
3 fire damage.
3 fire damage, and you can. Oh, that was them attacking.
Being blind sucks.
It's no good.
I'm ready.
What's your AC?
I guess it depends. It's 22 right now.
Something hits you.
Okay, I can't shield it.
Do you have to see something to shield?
I don't know. Let me look.
Action.
There's a
I don't know.
reaction. Hear the sound of something coming towards you.
Spells. Shield. One reaction which
It
you take
doesn't
when
say
you are hit
that
by
you
an
have
attack or
to-
targeted. I don't have to see it.
See it. You hear the sound of something attacking you. You can hear the wind rushing.
Shield.
You feel the heat, the aura of heat, and it slams against your shield, and you can feel that magical barrier around you that you can't see go. It shimmers, but the attack does not connect with you.
Cool.
It was like a chest height.
Sweet. I will swing back in that area.
Artegan.
Mm-hmm. I heard the crash of wave coming in.
Yeah.
Can I try to go down that direction?
Keep turning. What are you doing?
I don't know. Thought something opened, so yeah, I'll go towards it.
Something open.
You walk towards
Something
it,
did open.
and
It's a
you
big can of
actually
whoop ass.
bump into something.
Someone
It's
bumped me.
something solid.
Bad things are about to happen.
Is it
One of us behind.
You're gonna both be fighting monsters in
Yeah.
the dark.
I smite the fuck out.
Can I say, Deloran, is that you?
Yeah, you can shout out.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you doing over here? Aren't you turning the thing? Keep turning the thing. Something bad is over here.
No idea what's going on.
Go back. For the love of the gods.
Yeah, I guess I go back.
You go back, and as you go back, something swings at you.
Oh, no.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
What's your AC? 21?
21.
That
Yes.
is a hit.
Oh, sorry, man.
As you walk away, something slams against you. It is heavy and it feels like it pushes you, and when it hits you, it sounds like it slaps you like a wet mop. Take 18 bludgeoning damage, and it pushes you back towards the capstone, which your knee slams into it. It hurts a little.
So now I will, I guess, turn the thing.
Slam
Move
out.
over. Yeah, all you did was
You
move.
just moved. Yeah.
And then get attacked. It pushes you into it. You feel around for the rod. And it's not hard to find. You feel around the rim, you grab the rod, and you push it. And the water starts coming in quicker. You can hear that.
Okay. So I heard
Lodi
this thing
pushes.
slap him.
And the water has now filled up almost to the waist.
For me or for Lodi?
Yeah, right. Lodi's beard is like in the water.
For you.
He's drinking it.
For Lodi is chest.
Yeah, right.
And it's getting a little harder to turn these capstones because they're almost completely submerged.
Good. Keep turning them.
That will be Deloran's turn.
I let my sword. Can I see?
Oh.
All right, whatever. I swing at this thing.
You swing around.
Wait, first I'm going to try and bash it.
You try to bash it. Roll.
Yep.
You fail.
I fail. As it just like splash.
It does feel like you go through water.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm going to swing.
Swing.
So 19. No,
That's
20.
A hit.
20 and then 20 and then no.
What's a no?
A
What's
no
that
is a
for?
1.
How much damage do I take?
Oh, no.
Oh, you didn't roll. You didn't have advantage.
No, I botched.
What
I had
happens on a
disadvantage.
1?
Maybe I stumble into it.
Okay. You stumble into it and you feel the water envelop
Let me do the damage for the swing
Go
first.
ahead and do the damage.
I'll count the damage type separately because I don't know what fire does this thing, if anything. So first I'm going to smite. I'm just going to use the second level spell slot, though.
Okay.
Spells. Second level. Boop. So that's 3d8 plus the 2d8 that I already do. So it's 5d8. Man, too many d8s. So this is all just like sword damage. 15 plus 8 is 23. Plus 3 is 26. Plus
Wow.
8 is 34 sword damage. Wow.
Jesus, dude.
Then 2d6 fire damage to it.
Oh, you lit your sword again?
Yeah, I relit it.
Okay. You can hear the hissing and the steam coming off of it. Your sword, even.
Yeah.
As everything around the room is starting to fill up with steam and a heaviness to the air.
Mm-hmm. You want the 2d6 of...
I do.
Oh, okay, cool. 11 more. 11 fire damage. So it was at 30, what?
You counted it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
34 and 11 more.
Yeah, 34 and 11 more. So 45.
You feel like you go straight
Swing.
through this water thing. And you can hear it and you can feel the resistance as your sword swings through it, but you can't see it.
So I swung so hard I stumbled forward with the swing.
And you stumble into it.
Sploop.
And you're like,
As I go in.
before you get a real good breath. What's your con mod?
My con mod is +2.
+2. So 1 minute you can hold your breath in here. Normally be 2, but you didn't actually have a chance to catch your breath.
Well, if 1 minute's not enough time to kill it, we're fucked anyways. So.
And you are now suffocating inside this thing.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
If you are prepared for it, you get that full.
Yes.
That full
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, without it, you just get your.
1 minute.
I just cut it in half.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like if you don't
I think-
know you're going in and take a deep breath.
I think the. I'm not going to kick you under the bus.
Kick him under the bus. I want to hear it.
There's a difference between holding your breath
And
and
suffocating.
being strangled or suffocating.
If you're suffocating, you have as many
You are
rounds as
starting-
your constitution.
You've already gone through your 2 minutes, and that it begins now.
You have 14 rounds.
He's
something.
like breathes in this water elemental's guts.
Yeah, which still gives me 14 rounds. It's more than a minute. I'd have more time that way. Because I think that you have...
I'm not going to say he's automatically suffocating.
'Kay.
Although I kind of understand where you're coming from. Like, if you're not ready for it, you just inhale water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you have, I think...
That's a little
Isn't it
harsh.
as many turns as your constitution?
Oh, you get
No, you start
get
taking
one level of
exhaustion levels
exhaustion.
immediately.
Every
And then-
single turn?
yeah.
I'm not that evil.
Okay, it's like
I mean,
it's
that
bad
that
if you
sucks.
don't know what's coming.
Yeah. I wonder if you can rest somebody from exhaustion death.
Probably. But we're not going to worry about that right now.
You're gonna try not to figure out.
We'll see.
That was Deloran's turn. I forgot that was your turn. Garavon,
I cranked the thing.
you crank it some more. You guys are kind of doing, like, walking around it as you're pushing the rods now. I'm not going to continue moving you guys in a circle, but you push it once more, and when you do, you can hear the sound of steam escaping into the room. It's loud. It's really loud. And everything around is starting to get hotter, warmer, by 10 degrees almost in the past few rounds.
Does it sound like a teapot going?
Not quite yet. We're not there yet.
Hmm.
The water's starting to feel warm. It's not cold on your legs. And as you push it around, it goes down a little further.
We need to begin considering the possibility of a tactical retreat.
Oh wait,
Blah, blah,
I still have
blah.
movement. I go over to the door.
You go over to the door. Well,
You wade through
roll
the
an
door.
investigation.
You don't know where the door is anymore. You're doing that game like
With
where you
disadvantage.
put your nose on the baseball bat and run around after you had the beer before you run and with your eyes closed.
8.
8. You run into the wall. Boom.
Ah, son of a bitch.
You're right here.
The door's right over.
Take 10d10.
No damage.
Yeah, it's
All
like
right.
that baseball thing.
Okay. I start. I almost pull again. Like, is it still going?
It's getting harder. It's feeling like there's more resistance because it's getting more and more submerged.
Alright.
You can still feel your rods above the water level,
Mhm.
but you're going down and it's rising.
I'm gonna put my hand on the dial.
Okay.
And say, Pyvan Vela! And cast daylight on it.
Oh, you have daylight. Nice.
Okay, seriously?
Now I have to double check it dispels.
Yeah.
I think it's level 3 or less.
Yeah.
Darkness.
Daylight. Darkness is dispelled in a 60-foot radius sphere. 10, 20, 30,
Yeah.
40, 50, 60.
It's enough to
For
get to
everyone but Garavon. Hilarious. Daylight appears.
15, 20. Wait, those are
Wait,
5.
oh, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, no, the whole room.
Yeah, the whole
is
room. Yeah.
dispelled.
I was like, huh.
This just proves that you're just out to shit on Garavon.
I
Everybody's
love
out to
Garavon.
get good old Garavon.
It's not our fault you can't count. The whole room brightens, and what you see in front of you is a large water elemental.
With
Well, it's not in
someone
front of you.
inside of it.
You see
It's around
Deloran
me.
inside of a large water elemental, and you see a little bubble coming from his mouth, like to the top of this
I look
creature.
around surprised. I'm like, oh, that's what's happening.
And you see a little creature right by you. It's small and almost translucent. It looks like a collection of steam has come together and formed a tiny little body. And you also see one over here. They look up at you as the light appears. What do you do? It's standing right here. Oh, and let me give some...
I mean, that was my action.
That was his action. What's he
You
doing?
can
He's like,
move.
oh,
You don't
snap.
have to move, though, since there's something right next to you.
I don't really care about Steam Boy.
Steam method.
Again, I don't have a water elemental, but I got an ooze. It's good enough.
Should put me in it.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Dawn
Yeah.
and ooze. This little creature right here, blowing steam out at you. That's all I got. Sorry, that's what you get.
Steam monsters.
Can you
There's
attack
another-
a water elemental from the inside?
There was another. Deloran
Sure.
killed it.
Oh, okay.
I slew one.
That was Merritt's turn. Oh, back to the top. So we'll
It does
start
things to me.
with-
Is Lodi? Did Lodi turn that on his turn?
He did. I'd say you're at 7 turns.
Okay.
And they're at 5. Because they kind of missed a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Dex save. Dex save.
Still
you.
at disadvantage?
Just you two. No, not a
difficult. Is it
disadvantage
like
at all.
difficult terrain at this point? Or, I don't
19.
know how that works.
That won't matter for the dex save, but
Nice.
yeah, it is considered difficult terrain now that it's way steep.
And I don't know how that works
Success?
with him. 20.
19.
Success. You take no damage.
Yeah.
Strength save.
All right.
Oh no. You just take damage.
Sweet. Yeah, I think I just automatically get eaten.
You do.
You're in the.
You feel the water that's swirling
It's like-
around you. It's trying to crush you with force.
Sweet.
And it's doing a very good job at it. Take 19 bludgeoning damage.
16?
Yep.
I am not feeling extra great. It's okay. I'm
You're
alright, so.
swirling around in the water. You're actually now facing away from Merritt as this is
I'm just
happening.
kind of like.
And you're partially upside down.
Nice. Can I attack it from the inside?
You are restrained, so it would be a disadvantage.
Is that
Back
what
to
disadvantage
disadvantage.
is?
Yeah.
Alright. All the disadvantage.
Don't you love disadvantage?
It's whatever. Happens.
Your speed is 0. Things to hit you have advantage. You have disadvantage. Oh, and on dex saves you have disadvantage.
0 came in from bonuses speed.
And the water is getting hot, especially with your sword inside of it. You see like it's starting to heat up.
Is it going to start hurting me?
Yeah. What do you do?
What do I do? On my bonus action, I name it my enemy. I oath of evil against it. I'm like, fuck you, thing.
You skipped one.
I think I literally just skipped 2 people though.
Yeah.
But that's what you all do.
Oh yeah, go back.
You bubble,
Artegan?
you bubble in it.
I will
Yeah.
sword the thingy next to me.
Okay. You pull out your sword and you swing at this steam creature
Natural 20.
and it disappears. Boom. Dissipates
just-
into steam.
Yeah, put it in his head.
You can move.
I will move over to the water elemental and I'll swing on that one.
Hey.
Sorry, Josh.
What's up?
Can I miss
Yeah.
Josh?
Clap.
Yes.
Okay.
You
That'd
can
be
swing
nice.
in such a manner to miss Josh. Unless
Thank
you roll
you.
1.
As a 15.
Unless you roll a 1.
Let's see. That is, I think that's a hit. That is a hit.
It takes 5 damage.
All right. You hit into it, and even though it's water and you're using swords, you can tell that the magic of the swords is actually cutting through, and some of the mass of the water is now spilling down into the water around you. It is making an impact when you hit it.
And I don't know if I can wound it, but if I can, it
It
does
wound
that.
anything. As long as it's not proof against necrotic damage.
Okay. I wound the water.
Sure, because I don't have the thing open, but we'll look at that one later. You wound the water.
Take that water.
You see the water that you threw your sword into. You thrust your sword in, and it starts darkening like silt and mud inside of it that starts swirling. And it'll take an extra d4 of damage on his turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. Lodi's going to continue turning. He
Good
grabs
job,
onto
Lodi.
it, and you see him, and when he grabs on, you can tell it's hot. He has his greaves on, though, and he continues pushing it. The water is now pouring out quicker, and at this point, you see the capstone has now sunk below the water level.
Yeah, we gotta turn them until they disappear.
Go ahead. Deloran.
just swing my sword around, try to hurt this thing. That's first I vow of enmity it. I hate you thing.
Okay.
All right. It keeps me from having disadvantage.
Vow of enmity is where you mark it as your enemy, right?
Yep.
Do you say anything when you vow people to enmity?
Yeah, swing the sword around. So, fuck. I roll another one.
You take a big breath. And
Before I vow
take
it.
a level of exhaustion.
All right, well, I swing again. 20.
20 to hit is a hit.
I'm going to smite it because I really want it to die.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Step into it and then you breathe in its water. You see some of that silt suck down into Deloran's lungs.
It's bad news. All right, I'm going to use another smite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the 2, 6. So let's do this first. Holy shit, that was everywhere. Okay, 3 7s. So 21 plus 13 is 40.
34.
Wait, 21 and 15?
That's
21 and 15 or
Yeah.
21 and 13?
21 and 15. Oh, 13. 13. Sorry, 13.
33. 34.
34?
34.
Okay, plus 8 is 42.
Okay.
Plus 9 fire
51.
damage. Yeah. So I'm like, cut top of
You
it off.
do swing into it, and you, as your sword is going through it, you see the tip of the sword exit the creature, and then enter the creature, then exit the creature, and water is starting to spill downwards and into the waist of deep water over here. But it's not losing all its mass; it's losing some of it, and you are wounding the creature somewhat literally with your wounding spell or sword, whatever it is.
Sword.
But it is not down, and it's suffocating Deloran. Garavon.
I cranked the thing.
You crank the thing, and the water starts flowing in quicker. Yours is still above the surface level,
All right. I'm just gonna
and
keep
water's
cranking.
going quicker and quicker. And well, after Mare's turn, we'll tell you how deep it is. It's getting deeper though. It's actually coming up to like past your stomach level. Go ahead, Merritt.
All right. Okay. I will use my action to crank on
Give me
the
a strength check.
Oh boy.
13.
That's enough. It's starting to get harder, and it's grinding, and it's actually resisting some of your push, too. But you do crank it again. You know the water's getting faster as you do this.
And as a bonus
Lowers a
action,
little more.
evocation spell, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. So I'm going to make a small bowling ball-sized sun appear within 20 feet.
Like a morning star?
Nope, just a floating sun.
Just a sun.
Just a sun.
He's gonna beat it
Just
with
a
the
small
sun.
orb of burning gas.
Light's blessing on you.
That's right.
Does that mean you're a father?
Yep. Father Merritt has the sun. I'm the father of the sun.
And then it immediately makes an attack.
And it immediately makes an attack
With your spell attack.
with my spell attack, so it's going to be plus. So it's going to be an 11. Is that
Try again.
cocked?
Yeah, it's coming.
So 23
That is a hit.
and D8. 6 fire damage. 6 force damage.
6 force damage, and you see it enter in, and when it exits with a splash of water coming out of it. That was Merritt's turn. Its turn.
How much damage do I take?
You're just gonna take more damage.
Yep. So,
You are unable to breathe.
pro tip: being inside of a water elemental, not good.
Don't do it.
Well, especially when you continually roll ones to get inside of it and then breathe it in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Have another 12 damage, bludgeoning.
Okay, so 9.
And on your turn, actually at the end of your turn, you'll take another exhaustion. But first, go ahead, Artegan.
At the end of my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about this guy.
Oh yeah, did it save from the wound, by the way?
That's a good question.
AC 15 Constitution.
Yep.
But it makes the save after it takes a D4 damage.
It
Oh.
will make the save, but
So it took 3 damage and made the save.
the silt is now spreading its way throughout the entirety of it. And it's actually getting kind of cloudy inside this water elemental. And this water elemental has risen above, like, the stomach deep water. It's like it's standing on top of it, and Deloran's rising with it up into the air, drowning. But it is not dead.
Swing twice more at it?
Swing, swing. Roll to hit.
I'll use a luck. That is a 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that is 10 damage.
Finish him.
I'll just have the silt go into the rest of the water.
You swing through it with your sword, and you cut up in a fashion to avoid
The blade's
skewering
like,
Deloran.
whoop. I'm like, oh.
And the water starts to collapse onto itself and flow downwards, and it flows past Deloran's head. He takes a big breath and spats water out of his mouth as the creature then flows more. And once it gets down to like Deloran's waist and continues like dissolving into the water, Deloran's whole body falls in with a big splash, and it all splashes inwards too. That was your attack.
Mm-hmm.
You could make another attack, but you couldn't get to this guy, which I forgot to attack save. You're fine. Take that natural 20 out of here. So, what else will you do? You can move.
I will move back to the thing.
Okay. You can't turn it this turn,
Yep,
but you
because
move back to it.
Yep.
Garavon is turning it. Lodi will crank again. Maybe.
Is Lodi's face underwater yet?
Not quite yet. It's like up to his chin. He's doing this, like he's putting his chin way up and his mouth out of the water, and he's trying to turn. He's not doing very well as he's trying to push it, and you can tell it's starting to put up a resistance to the push, and water is starting to gush into this room. Go ahead, Deloran.
Can I make it over to where Lodi's at?
Difficult terrain. So 10, 20, 30.
What's one level of exhaustion do?
Disadvantage on ability checks, like strength.
I try to turn it. Right? I'm
Grab
right there.
on to help, but you're just gonna do it at disadvantage at this point until you use the help action, or someone uses it for you.
Yeah, that's cool. I try to push it anyways. 15?
15 is enough. You start cranking on it, and it's going further down. It's now completely submerged, about 5 inches in. It's about 8 inches above ground.
If we go underwater and get to Art, if we can't do this, you got to get us out.
Let's see what kind of thing that is.
While he's thinking about it, Garavon,
I cranked the thing.
roll a strength check. It's getting harder.
It's conjuration, so healer should be good.
+1 would be 12.
12
Minute
you're
casting
fine.
time.
You crank it more, and it's going further down. Now it's just at the top of the water level, because yours isn't as far as theirs is. You've been doing it almost solo.
Yeah, I know.
Merritt,
So bonus action first. I'm gonna summon
The
the sun back 20 feet and smash into the mist next to me.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, the mist.
that thing's annoying. So 23.
It dissipates.
And so now I have another source of light near me.
Nice.
Sort of. I'm sure it doesn't actually emit light, but
It looks
whatever.
cool.
And I give you the old heave-ho.
Roll your strength. It's getting harder. Natural or not a natural one?
An unnatural one. Inspiration. So an 8.
Remember when you were strong?
Yeah.
It doesn't budge really. You get it a little. You can hear it going ding, 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 as you're pushing against it. Artegan.
Guess I'm turning this because it seems to be what we want to do. It's athletics. It's strength. Just a strength, straight strength, or
Just a strength. It's not really an athletics type of
okay.
hobby
Well, 21.
thing.
Well, then I was wrong. I didn't get a 15.
What'd you get?
10.
That's fine.
Okay.
So 21.
You didn't get a 2 or an 8.
It's true.
21 is enough. It's underwater, but the water's now pouring in faster, and it's up to like nipple height. Lodi is like swimming at this point, and he will be almost useless. Well, I guess he
Can
can
we
take a
help?
breath and try.
Lodi, help me when I'm ready to go.
It's his turn. He looks at you. He shakes his head up, and then he ducks in. It's your turn.
Yeah, I reef on it without disadvantage.
Regular roll.
17. King.
When you do it, you feel a click, and it's it almost goes down like 2 inches on this turn.
Sweet. We're both gonna have to be underwater next time.
Garavon,
I cranked the thing.
strike check.
5, 6.
No.
Can't move it. You're trying. You're trying. Alright.
Cast guidance, and I try.
It's your action to cast guidance.
Quicken.
I don't have quicken.
Oh, suck.
Is it an action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. Screw all that noise. 7, and I'm gonna use my divine favor.
Is that for ability checks too? Okay.
Plus 8, so 16, 15.
That is enough. Barely. You use all your strength, and you're actually, you move around the rod. Now you're pulling under the water instead of pushing because it's easier this way. And it is cranking, and you hear another click, and it's like 4 inches above the ground. You actually have to duck down when you're doing this underwater to pull it because it's so low to the ground now. Go ahead, Artegan.
You
guess
have a
we're
magic
cranking
staff
this.
in there. Ting snap.
That would be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Just a strength. Why not? I'll use another luck. That didn't help. 10.
10 is still enough for you over here.
When you get a chance, you might want to pass me the monster manual.
Yeah, I need to summon some hefty juice to turn this thing. Shambling horde, do it for me.
Thank you.
Even if it's a zombie.
Lodi
you know how that
will swim back up.
All right, ready, Lodi? 1, 2, 3.
And you actually are getting close to that where it's coming up to here almost.
So I probably have to go down to pull
You're
on
going
it.
to have to go down.
So I'm like, on 3, 1, 2,
That's
3.
just a regular roll. Yeah, regular roll.
17.
You crank it all the way that you can until you feel it chink, click, and then you feel as if it's about to drop.
I pull out staff.
You pull out the staff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Roll a dex save.
Ooh. Sorry, bro. 16.
You do. You pull out the staff and the whole thing drops. And when it does, you see water starting to flow into what is a drain.
And I grab Lodi so he doesn't go in.
Yeah, I mean, the capsule's only like that big. He will probably won't. One leg could get in. You might be able to squeeze through it. It's not like a huge drain.
Okay.
You could probably squeeze through it.
All right. All right. I'm thinking about splushing towards the other one. Sploosh, sploosh, sploosh.
Okay.
So move me my...
10, 20, 30.
Yep.
You
That's where I'm
do,
going.
and you're actually swimming at this point.
Okay. I'm like, don't let Lodi go in the hole.
Garavon.
I have your staff in my hand.
I cranked the thing again.
What's up?
And you left.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Roll your strength.
14.
It's enough. Still. And you can feel it getting lower and lower. You have to go. You go down. You pull on it now. And it goes around. Merritt. The water's going down. 20 in perception, you can tell it's not going down faster than the water's filling up the room.
Okay. Lodi's not wearing like a ton of armor or something, is he?
He's wearing a plate.
This one plate.
Okay. I will help keep him up.
Okay. You move over to Lodi.
Yep.
10 feet of movement, and you put your hands down to lift him up. I mean, he could swim. You can swim in plate
I'm just
in 5e.
I'm making
Don't
sure
ask me
it's-
why.
It's the way it
making
is.
sure it doesn't come up and do him poorly.
Okay. You help him, and he accepts your help, and he lifts up, takes a big breath.
And then I will use a little bit more movement to get over in that direction.
Okay. 20, 30.
There you go.
Artegan. Strength.
Guess we're cranking on this. That is a 5.
No.
I wish it was athletics. It would be a 16 for me.
It's not quite an athletics kind of thing. Jumping across a ledge, climbing up a wall, you know, kicking a football. Go ahead. Lodi will swim over to you guys. That's it. Actually, he moves slower than you guys. Go ahead, Deloran.
I slosh over to it. Slosh, 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 slosh.
You're swimming now.
Yeah, I swim over. I'm like, give me a hand. Okay. Dup. I
You're
lock
ready.
the staff around it and I pull.
So you ready your action. He helps you. Roll. That'll be your action too. As the help action.
Yeah, if you help me. 20.
enough.
Chunk.
You feel it go down almost all the way. It's still like 6 inches above ground. It's getting harder, like the last one. Water's still actually rising though. It's not going down.
Just rising slower.
Correct.
I mean, even that's good.
Merritt.
I'll move over.
You move over. 10, 20, 30. 30?
Yeah.
More? You want to dash?
There's not really any reason to.
Okay. Go ahead. Deloran.
Me?
Yep.
All right. Ready? 1, 2.
Roll.
Oh, only a 10.
Not
So I'm
enough
like,
anymore.
I can't get to go the last little bit.
Only 4 people can actually try out of 5.
Okay.
Merritt.
You should help Art.
Yeah. Whoever I'm nearest, I'm gonna assist.
10, 20. Art.
I lean on his arm.
You get
With advantage.
Don't forget your mic.
Well, you just get normal
Normal because.
because you're underwater.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wait, just one.
Just one. Just roll one. Whatever those were, don't worry about them. I don't know what they are, so
17.
it is enough.
Ting, 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 ting.
You hear it click again, ka-chung, and it's almost feeling like this is it. You need one more good push. One more good push will be done.
Okay, we come up out of the water.
Normal roll.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Kink.
18.
Nice.
And you do it. And you feel it, the same thing. It goes clink, boom, and the whole thing drops down. When it drops down, you see it drop down into a dark room because the light's over here spilling downwards, but not over here.
It's actually the pedestal
Is
that I
lit.
cast it on.
So
That's the thing that
this
has
gets
daylight.
it gets
Oh,
darker
so-
up here, and
Well,
it's light down
dark
there.
up here, but not darkness.
Okay.
The spell has been lifted at some point,
Dispelled.
but you don't know when.
Sure.
And
So there's light down there. What do I
there's
see
light
down there?
down there, and you see another room down there. But you're looking through a hole, and you're looking through water, and the water's spilling into that room.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going down slowly from where you guys are at.
I wait until the water's gone. Then I might just squeeze down in there.
Also, the last thing you notice is all these spouts from these statues have stopped pouring water into the room.
Hey, can anybody help with when you feel exhausted? I swallowed way too much of that water. I'm looking at you. Do you have greater restoration?
I don't have anything that's up that alley.
Sweet. All right. That's cool.
I
I swallowed too much nasty water.
Let me. I need to hold the staff again. Can I have that back?
Yeah, here you go. Thanks for letting me use it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I have a printout of what that does. Because I think it might be able to.
I could tell you.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. Because I am tired.
Huh. I'm wondering if we never touched the door, the water would have come in.
I don't know. There's no way to know.
I guess we'll never know.
Nope.
Should we touch the door again?
Yeah, find out.
There's a room down there. That once this water's all gone, I might stick my head in the hole and see what's in that room down
Well,
there.
we gotta wait for the water potentially to drain from there also.
Lesser restoration. I don't know if that does it.
I don't believe
I
so.
don't think so. That's got to be greater resto.
Disease and poison for lesser restoration, I think.
Yep.
Does it feel weird having to go back to the book?
Oh my gosh, finding things is so slow.
I'm going to heal myself a little bit while we're waiting.
And while you're waiting, this is going to be our breaking point. It's 11:30.
Shit.
We'll do we'll go over some of our followers, we'll go over some of the chat, and we'll do our roses and thorns, what you liked about the game, what you didn't like. So first let's do followers. YouTuber Obsessed. Hey, thank you for following us.
Great to have
Conventional
you here.
Media. Thank you for following
We
us.
have all of conventional media.
J10F22.
10F22.
Unliving 3.
Undead are not welcome here.
Unmagic. Everyone's welcome here. Don't listen to him. Magic Kale 500. Thank you all for following us. We really do appreciate your support. You guys made it.
Well, we survived.
Yay.
It's a weird doom
Yeah.
puzzle of entryways.
Trap
The old
room.
unwelcome mat at the
Right.
beginning of every dungeon. It's like, really, goddamn.
So happy to see you die.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of these rooms.
I went through 4 of my spell slots.
Well,
That's the thing.
you guys did it. Don't have any questions to go over. You made it. You succeeded.
Yay.
And I guess I'll start Roses and Thorns because I never do it first. So I would actually say my rose and my thorn is going to be the puzzle room. Took longer than I thought it would. A lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing combat in there probably helped that out a little because then you go in turn order and that makes things much longer than I intended by going in order.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could have sped it up if I had just made it like by round. You do this in this round, this happens. You do this in this round, this happens. Oh, it's the first puzzle room I've really thrown at you guys, and you succeeded in a way that was not the original way I intended it to be done.
How are you supposed to do it? I'm curious.
There's a couple different ways that it's actually a whole written out puzzle, and it has some of it has to do with the way you can position these capstones, but you never got there. I mean, you just kept cranking.
Oh, so you're supposed to stop? It's like a combination or something?
There'd be a combination you can do. That's one of the ways. Your dimension door would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
You never tried it, but it would have worked.
That's the issue, is we had too many people. I could only take one with me.
How many times can you do it?
3 times total, but I would have to do one to get over there, one to go back, one to go over there again, and then I'd be done.
True.
Okay, well, maybe it was.
I could
could
cast it
save-
at a higher
It would have
level.
worked for someone.
Yeah.
And I could have gone over with Lodi. We could have all got.
It's good to save our resources for right now,
Yeah.
though, because
just
we don't
not
know
right.
what they. I mean,
If we had 3 people that could dimension door, because I could take Garavon, Merritt could take Deloran, and then Lodi would be in there by himself.
I feel like the pattern thing of the
Slowly.
capstones is too convoluted as well. Like, how are you supposed to figure that out?
If you're drowning? No.
While you're drowning, the water's heating up, the enemies are attacking you. There's a lot going on there.
I mean, I had a thought about that, but then I was like, "There's no way that's."
There's no way we can communicate it.
you gotta
in time.
coordinate your group to do it as well.
Mhm.
But that was a cool solution where they just dropped down. I had not intended that in the beginning. And someone made mention of it at one point, but I was like, it's a good idea.
Thanks for not letting us die.
It would have been interesting
What would be the fun in that?
if you were using a D6, like if the numbers like were the combinations and it only went as far as 1 or as far as 6. I think then we probably would have solved it a little bit faster.
By the time you got to 6, it was getting weird.
Yeah.
I'm curious though.
Plus,
if
I didn't wanna
Deloran
drag
would
it
have
out.
touched the
Mhm.
door, just left it alone.
You mean if we just started cranking the pedestals, what would have happened?
Mm-hmm.
Would the water have come in?
Can't tell
Can't
you.
tell you. We probably have other versions of this same room.
Sure.
I mean, it's a puzzle room. You're supposed to have a puzzle.
Yeah.
I didn't want to limit all your options, but I wanted to limit some of the magical options.
Because, you know me.
Because I know you. Otherwise, you're just like, I blow through your dungeon with,
I was like, stone shape.
damn it,
Damn it."
Artegan, stop it.
And you were like, no.
Usually I just let you do that kind of shit because it's funny. But I wanted you to actually do a puzzle room. You did it. So that is my rose and my thorn. Took too long. And I could have done it a little differently and probably streamlined. Plus, this is like your guy's second least favorite option of the campaign was riddles. No one wanted to do riddles.
Well,
we don't
riddles
have a-
and water combat. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's the two things
Well,
that really
and we
suck.
don't have a rogue.
In darkness.
Why don't we go
In
with
the
Merritt
darkness.
or Brian on the roses and thorns?
Well, I have to say, communication is always a problem for us. I legitimately thought we were not coming here until after the council met. And so all of a sudden, being kind of sidelined with that in and out of game was like this weird thing where it's like, well, I had stuff to do. I have responsibilities. I got to go to work, guys. Can't just go on a weekend field trip with you whenever you show up now.
Is that your rose or your thorn?
I don't know. But the trouble with puzzle rooms is not just solving the puzzle. It's kind of like playing Zelda, where you don't know what the puzzle is at first. So you're shooting fire arrows at windows. You're like, I don't know, maybe this will start something. That's always the hardest part. It's not like there's a Rubik's Cube in front of you that says, we must solve this.
It's not an actual riddle.
Yeah, it's
Like
just,
a riddle just tells you, answer my riddle, and it gives you a weird riddle.
Mhm. This says something's wrong and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
You're like,
Are
wow.
you gonna, is there anything to figure out, or will you die?
Yeah, it could have easily been a decoy. Like, that's just up to you and how you run the world. But having us twist could have literally only made things worse.
That would
And
have
we
been kind
spent
of awesome.
I mean, it was making things worse.
Yeah,
But it
I mean,
couldn't
it
have
could
not
have
had a
not had us
solution.
solved. We could have got all the way to the end and it locks in place. And you
Then
just
you
say,
die.
what do you do? Like, wait, what? What do you mean, what do I do?
I did what I do. I did it. I did it.
We would have gone over to Artegan and Artegan would have
Yeah.
teleported us back
That
out.
just sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, but
If I was
realistically,
the player,
if you have a thing in mind, like realistically, we don't know if we're getting closer to that. So there needs, I would say there should be, in
A
theory,
clue.
some sort of feedback or a clue that we're working in the right direction.
Like maybe if the water slowed down when we turned it instead of speeding up, because that makes it seem like it's getting worse.
it
For
was
us.
getting worse.
But then at the same time, like that, if that was the answer,
Get it worse until it's all
Yeah.
the way and it wraps back around. You get so bad that it wraps back around to good.
exactly.
So
And
some
that's the
kind
only
of
thing you could've hoped for.
feedback.
Feedback.
that this is working. This
Yeah.
answer
Mhm.
is correct.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have Google for this shit.
That's good advice.
That
For the
would, that would
future.
be my.
But you know
My
I'm not
first.
just gonna kill you.
I also
You should
understand-
hope that I'm not just gonna kill you, because why would you come back every week
Yeah,
and play my
I
game?
understand that out of game.
But
I don't know
in-game-
why Merritt would have. I was probably metagaming at that point. I don't know if Merritt would have kept doing that.
I really do think someone had mentioned at one point, like, they might just go all the way down.
I think I said something about it. That's why I was like,
Mhm.
keep turning it. We have to get it all the way down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until it just goes all the way.
Uh-huh.
So there was that little bit of hope.
That's
But
all
yes,
we
I
got.
understand. Good feedback. Alex.
Well, my biggest thorn would probably be when things happen and I have to have split attention, but
Oh, being on call
Yeah.
for work.
yeah.
Sorry.
But as far as like for Artegan's sake, because that's not really a part of me, that's more of a me thing. It's not an Artegan thing. I would say the puzzle box probably still the same. I kind of throughout the entire thing, I was like, let's go. We need to get to this place. And then as soon as we get there, we're stopped. We can't do anything. We can't progress further. Things are getting worse. Things are getting bad. Things are getting even worse. But
your thorn or your rose?
that would be my thorn, I would say. My rose,
Is that kind of like the time it takes to get going and then it comes to a complete halt?
yeah, I kind of felt like I got to the point where it was like, okay, now we're gonna enjoy the rest of it just because we're like just been trying to get there, but then at the same time, as soon as we get there, it's stopped. But trying to think of what my rose would be.
We can wrap back around to you.
Yeah, that works. I had a rose and then I forgot it. So
Matt.
we can wrap back.
I mean, you were having to do work stuff. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rose and Thorn. You know, actually, my rose is going to be our lack of communication, because it's at a point that's just defining us right now, and it's just like, oh, that it's got to be us. That's awesome. That's who we are. We just don't communicate. But yeah, like I kind of like that actually.
You like the fact that you guys can't communicate?
No, I hate it. Like, like I wish we could all be on the same page. But I mean, it just kind of adds.
It's like a bad movie that's so bad it's good.
Well, maybe, I don't know. It's just who we are. Like, you know, like he was thinking, yeah, of course we're not going to leave until we talk to the Council of 13. While this guy over here is like, we gotta do it now.
I think last week there was a point where you guys said, we're going tomorrow. But it's hard to remember things week to week.
But yeah, and the thing is his mind in an hour game is like, oh, I got this whole big thing I can play with now. So
You have a citadel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your rose, is communication.
yeah, I like
is,
it. Well, it is what it is. So
it's evolving. for better or worse.
I wanted to do this just with Artegan and this other guy, so I'm glad that they came along.
It's probably good you didn't.
Yep. I would
Plus,
have
I
never
mean,
been able to do this.
Like I said, I'm not going to have you guys go off on an adventure while Merritt stays back and does paperwork.
That'd
Because
be
then I
so
can just tell
awesome.
Brian to go home and come back next week at that point.
I figured if we had divided the party at that point, if these guys left and we stayed, something would happen in the city. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I was trying to think of things that could happen, but none of them bode well for you guys.
I don't think that D&D games are centered around things going well.
But I feel like I already destroyed like 3 cities this campaign.
I mean, things don't necessarily need to be destroyed. Like, it doesn't need to be an epic Lord of the Rings battle every time. There could be a thing where, Deloran needs to go see why those 2 little mushroom monsters have snuck into the other church or something.
What, mushroom monsters?
Or a couple goblins or something.
No.
Just like
He's making shit up.
Yeah, right.
just something small, like where we can obviously handle it very easily, and you just put out the little
It's
brush
possible
fire.
it could be done. It also just makes my job like 10 times harder.
I was thinking of like political shenanigans,
Well, I think you could still do that, but it's probably more fun to all be together instead of continually splitting up. God damn it, guys.
I really like when we're all
I'm
split
like,
up because I get like almost a little bit more into it when we're all
You
like
like
doing.
it, but you're making my brain hurt.
Yeah, but
Do I have to tell you, like, how many times do I have to tell you? It is hard to keep you split up.
Sure, but
and
let's go. Let's
I
go
want
back
you to struggle.
Let's go back to Riverstorm. Like Riverstorm was like that assault on Riverstorm was one of our best sessions.
But you were in one big battle split up.
Sure, yeah.
Not on separate continents doing separate things that are completely different.
You can work it out.
Yeah, you
I have
work
faith
Let
in
me
you.
switch the music to battle music. Let me switch the music to happy music.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, every 15, 20
No.
minutes.
Did you see me say no?
I
think
watched
I
you say
said no.
Yeah. Lodi was like, you guys were all coming. I'm like, you're sure that's a good idea? That's the best idea. You're coming. Like, Lodi wasn't taking no for an answer.
I wasn't taking no for an answer.
I think if Lodi hadn't said anything like that, I think Merritt would have stayed behind and Deloran would stay behind.
I might have gone to get my parents.
I was almost thinking about suggesting that.
If
to
you
get
had,
out
I
of
probably
there.
would have gone.
Stop it.
I
Just
did.
stop.
I was like, there's one.
You're
thing
playing
to
a
do.
team game.
I bet. I took the bait.
Play as a team, please.
I'm cool with it.
For the most part. There's times you can split up.
You know what? We're the others.
No, you're the irregulars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You forgot a name? Really?
I mean, it's a terrible name.
Well, I think
That's
you're
a
the.
great name.
I want you a decree.
I want the horse killers.
I did figure out my rose. It's as much as the pacing was my thorn, pacing was also my rose because we get to level, and I get my magical secrets.
Oh, that's right. We get to level now. Yay.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It is
Yeah,
a
it's a
thing.
thing.
That was supposed to be after today.
I said that?
Mhm.
Are you sure I said that?
This
You
came
did.
from Alex.
I get meta magic.
Fine. Josh, roses and thorns.
Okay. So,
Matt.
It's past 11 o'clock. Let's just say that.
I feel like the puzzle room took up a lot more time than I kind of wanted it to. Like, it was cool. I don't mind puzzle rooms. It was good. I like the fact that there was alternate ways to solve it. That included not dying. That was awesome. But it took a lot of time. So that was kind of a bummer. I guess I like fast, easy puzzles, which makes me not much of a puzzler.
Yeah, that's like
That's a thing,
the
right?
Jenga style.
Yeah.
It just crash.
Yay, we're good.
I was kind of interested in Matt's idea of like it filling up the room and something happening. That would have been interesting. I wasn't sure exactly how that might work, but it could have done something cool.
Yeah.
I thought the ceiling might have been false.
Oh, illusionary. Oh, that was a good idea. The
Interesting.
Shapiro. Yeah.
That could have been cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it took a long time, but not bad. So it's not like I don't have like this hefty thing that was super horrible this game. It was all right, you know.
It was a mediocre puzzle room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My rose, I think, was my conversation. I like Deloran's conversation with his brother because I feel like he's like trying to like do like sort of good things, but doesn't really like figure out how to do that super well. And he's just like, I'm not really a great guy. I kind of like that like sort of angsty sort of dynamic. And I feel like part of Deloran's sort of becoming better than he was, because regardless of what anybody says, he's a better guy now than he was in the beginning. I think that he has to kind of like see himself for who he is and kind of like maybe not like that totally in order to change what's going on there. So I
like
it.
that the change is slow.
Yeah.
I would hate it if you were like, this is the
I'm
character I
good
want to play that's
now.
evil, and then on session 2 you're like, no, that's bad.
Right.
No, you're going to be the guy that snuffs out the amputee because you think it's better for him than being alive and amputee.
Yeah, although I don't think that Deloran would redo that today.
I know.
So
I'm just saying that I'm glad those kinds of things happened,
yeah.
and now you can develop to be a better person.
Yeah, so I like when like we do a lot of talking and Deloran gets to like try to work through it in a social context.
I like when you guys do a lot of talking. It
Mm-hmm.
does throw my mind.
We
for
made a priority list, guys.
And then didn't follow it.
No, not
No,
one
we totally
bit.
followed.
was
We
just
came
like-
here. Priority list number 1. This was 1 on the list.
This is one.
This is 1.
Hmm.
So we're following it. I made a priority list.
You made the
that works
list
for the whole
as
group.
you already decided to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we got
swear
to
to
justify
God,
it
last
afterwards.
game you
Right.
guys said,
That's the way it works.
What Deloran likes to do anyway.
last
mean,
game you guys had said, we're coming to the temple tomorrow.
I think we did.
I know you did.
I know Artegan at least has mentioned he's like, we need to go there now because
Every
Longer
minute
we wait.
is another minute that Magnus might get the thing.
yeah, if I could have cast teleport before we rested, I probably would have.
In fact, as sure as Merritt was that it wasn't happening the next day was as sure as I was that it was happening the next day.
Yeah.
We both had that level of confidence in what was going on.
Yeah, which is why I was like, "What the fuck's knocking on my door?"
Like, wake up, bro, we're leaving. You were like, what?
Which is really funny. I didn't even think of it like that. It's just like, this is what's happening. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What a pushy little. I'm gonna have to dock his pay.
All right, well, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, my colas, for your follow. Thank you everyone else for your follows. But we will see you all next
Go
Sunday.
Pats.
Happy Super Bowl day. And if you're not into Super Bowl, just happy Sunday.